Little BM.
Holy fart. The ranting robots are in the chat. I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, I forgot all about those ones.
Well, they didn't forget about us.
It's new in the Snapchat filter department today.
Some animal with ears, I'm sure, or
There's this one
some
that
like
makes me look like I'm
your
in a...
face on a dancing clown or some
Did you see the starter pack on Reddit that was like, I'm an ugly white girl starter pack?
I really don't think it's I'm an ugly white girl starter pack. I think it's I'm a girl starter pack. I feel like girls use the filters all the time.
I do it when I don't have makeup on.
558010. Thank you for joining us. We will be starting any. Oh, damn it! I didn't even look up the Pokemon.
You're blowing it.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. Well, I guess we'll start without Mike because I don't know when he's getting here.
Katie, would you like to do the Pokemon turn?
Sure.
What are you really saying, Danielle?
I know that she eat her chili.
I know she likes to do it.
Yeah, I don't know why you gotta lie about it. Just say you don't
I'm
like
not
doing a
lying.
Pokemon.
Look, nobody wants to do it. Except
How's your Bev?
Okay.
Good. It's a little.
Sure, sadness.
It's a little watered down.
Well, it's been in the car.
How do you say this? Okay, you can't really do that during the podcast. All right, here you go.
Okay.
Let's start this crap. Yeah, I need that back when you're done. But
Oh no, my glasses.
I can't see so good without my glasses.
Oh my god, this sounds like a fucking hibachi dish. I can't.
Well, let's drop the F-bombs. All right, we're
She
going.
did drop the
We're going live. Or we're starting to show 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast, Webisode 639, the Terrakian podcast or the Terrakian
Oh,
podcast.
it sounds like teriyaki.
Terrakian podcast.
I see what you
Mom
did
Breen, can you tell us about the Pokemon, please?
Sure.
Terrakian, or Teriyaki-Con, is a bovine quadruped Pokemon. It has a
Does
black...
it really say that?
It's a cow?
Yeah, a bovine quadruped Pokemon. It looks kind of like a bull.
I guess.
Like it went to Bovine University. It knows.
It's a cow.
A
A nice cow.
nice cow. It has a black rounded forehead adorned with 2 sharp
Like
brown
that.
horns
Like
that
that.
curve forward. Its face is beige with orange eyes and a short snout. On top of its head are several short spikes. Down its back are 2 brown ridges that join just past the
Happens to me
shoulders.
sometimes.
I know.
There are 2 orange protrusions on its shoulders. I don't know what those are for. They look like tiny beaks. The bands around its legs are the same color as its face, and it has black hooves underneath these bands. Its striped underside is also beige.
Every time someone says,
Look at my hooves.
My hooves. It has a short, stubby tail. All right. Well, that's good to know about it. Let's see. It's a rock and fighting type Pokemon. Its ability is justified. Take that as you will. I feel like that was
What a
somebody
woke
asking.
Pokemon.
Yeah. Hey, what's your ability? I'm justified in my abilities, okay?
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh, man.
It is genderless, which means it's gender fluid. So
It
it
is
is a
a Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Wow.
Jinx.
Well, there's a difference though, I think, between genderless and gender fluid, right? Genderless is like I don't need to identify at all
True.
ever, and
There's
gender
always a
fluid
difference.
is like this is where I'm at today. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that
I could be
makes
wrong.
sense.
Right.
You're probably right. You're woke. You're more Pokemon than I am.
You're welcome.
It's 6'3". All right, that's up my
Alright.
alley. It weighs 573 pounds.
Also,
Not
like
so
an
much up your
animal
alley.
or a monster, I
Hey, it's
guess.
6'3", all right?
It's 6'3". I'll take anything. And that's just about it.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
You're welcome.
Great job.
We've been together for so long. This is great. This is my house. Hello, everyone.
This is great. This is my house. Hello, Cedar and Twisted N and Swedish Galaxy 94 and Giant Reggie and Roth and oh boy, Pius maybe Pijus Pius or Pijus. Hello, Suave and Eric and David and the Alawolf and 5580 and Malik Halo and Turquoise Gold Scraper and ZX Billy and Joshua and Guy and Purin or Purin and Ryan and Mega
Be
Travis
purring.
and the Ranting Robots and whoever else I didn't say hello to. Thank you for joining. And NCAA Sports Vids is back. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Thanks. I'm here.
Boy, Mom Brain, you're really excited today. Mom Brain's here.
Hi.
Kirby's here.
Hey.
PC's here.
Hey!
And Nicky Hill will be here eventually. He said he's going to be late. Hello, King Valgard. Nice to have you back, PC. What's the special occasion?
Well, really none. It was that my mom and sister really wanted to go see the Impractical Jokers live show at Madison Square Garden. And then after we had already booked the hotel, they announced a show in Durham where we live. So we sold our tickets, but we couldn't refund the hotel weekend. So we're up here for no reason.
Hello, productive citizen.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I'll take it. It's an excuse for you to be here. Sounds good to me.
Which my sister was trying to get very sassy. And I was like, I see you literally every day of my life.
I feel like I would pay the regular amount to see, what's the wiener one?
Murr?
The wienery guy. No. Is it Murr?
Yeah, isn't
The Murr is the one that doesn't have any hair.
The weasel?
The weasel, the ferret.
The ferret, that's it, the ferret.
Q is the one that I weirdly am attracted to.
Yes.
Q.
Also Sal.
Go.
Sal could get it.
Yeah.
Sal?
He could get it. Yeah, he's got weird teeth, but like other than that, like you boys could get it.
Wait. Am I picturing Sal as the wrong one?
Joe is the one that has the big old belly and the crazy eyes. So he
looks like a dad.
Yeah. Though I'm pretty sure my mom wants to give it to him.
Well,
And then
your mom's probably
Q
into
is the
dads.
one that had the long hair that they just cut, and it looks so much better now that he has it cut.
Yeah, there's something about him.
And Sal, when Sal wears his little
I
glasses,
feel like you've gone through the 4 guys like 3 times now.
Yeah.
I need to look up a picture and you can. point
I will
to me.
look him up.
I can. My computer works. All right. Who's this one?
That's Murr.
That's the best one.
Yes, I know you love Murr. We've been over this. This one's Sal.
Oh, okay.
He's
Yeah,
a
I
nice
like him.
he's a nice Italian boy. He doesn't like cats,
And what's
though.
this one?
That's Joe. That's
He's the
one-
worst.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I like him as a person, but he's not. He's the least attractive out of the 4
Hello,
of them.
Matt.
I wouldn't say any of them are like
Nice.
super, fugly.
Well,
No,
my sister
yeah, I
has like an
agree with that.
unhealthy obsession with Q, though.
But
I'm like, you just got married. You need to like back it up.
Mhm.
yeah, I would like basically just give me the show without Joe.
But Joe's got his moments. He makes
I
some
feel
dumb
like
faces.
Joe overdoes it too much.
I feel like he's the best at improv, and I like his dumb faces he makes when they need him to be
I
like
feel like you're
surprised by
just-
something, and he's just like,
I thought you were gonna end it there. I like his dumb.
I like his
I
dumb.
like his dumb face.
He's got nice dumb.
I
He's the
mean,
only one that's
I
married
don't
too, so he's doing
like
something right.
out of the whole group. I don't dislike any of them. Hello, Dark Side or Dark
I feel like
Side.
Q is a jerk in real life.
I bet he is.
Yeah.
What?
And he dated a woman that had a tattoo of a snake coming out of her vagina. Like on the lip.
5580 asks the question I ask myself every day: is Mom Brain RMC's girlfriend, or is it the girl on the left? I don't know.
Or is it
Somebody needs
both?
to
Is it
tell
me?
Or is
Or
it
the
No
girl-
one here is your girlfriend.
Yeah. My brain is your fiance.
or as you said earlier, my wife?
Well, yeah,
Uh,
you're practically
The one
married.
with the hand raised
Yeah.
is the lucky lady.
I thought you were
I'm
gonna say,
dying alone.
I thought you were
Hello.
gonna say it's the loser.
I'm the
It
backup
started
in
with
case
an L.
something
It's not- I
happens
heard
to Mom Brain.
It's the lucky girl. Your
That's
girl.
sad.
It is sad, right?
I'm just around in case, God forbid, something happens to Mom Brain. and
Malakalo
somebody
says,
has to-
hello,
yeah, I wanna see
Santiago.
someone get a sugar
Malakalo
sandwich.
says,
And I'm
RMC
around in
hates
case
the
something gets
best
to run.
Joker. What does he say?
Mhm.
Oh,
'Cause
oh.
Joe, he
He's
must
not the
love
best.
Joe.
He's not the best. Come on.
I mean, they all have their attributes. I feel like I like Murr. I date Murr. He's a cutie pie.
Merge just seems like a nice guy to me.
He just seems like he has
The one
the
that
most
always wears the
together.
hat, Q.
Q is the one.
He likes wrestling.
He does. So does
So-
Sal. They're friends with Tommy Dreamer and Bubba Ray Dudley.
See, there's no redeeming points about Joe.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe if you got to know him.
maybe if you got
That's
to know, he's
All
very
right,
into
I'll invite him
anti-
on the podcast
He's
this week.
very
Yes,
into
sir.
anti-bullying and being kind to people, which is something you like. He
Oh, so he's a pussy.
Whoa, all right.
I'll tweet him. I'll tweet them all and see who wants to come on the show next week. They're
Sal
local.
follows my sister's friend Sarah on the Twitters, the popular one.
Hello,
and I want to be like,
Stakona.
how do I use this to my advantage?
And Wouter. Couldn't say it.
Wouter. I don't know. My internet's not working. Maybe someone could take a look at my Wouter. No, nothing. No.
Well done.
Wow,
Oh,
you said it, and I
it took me a
thought
while.
I thought
I
you
hate
were
all
being,
of you.
I thought you were being serious, so I got nervous at first, and then you made that joke. Then you made that quote unquote joke.
I come here for fun.
You're not on the podcast often, and this is what you bring us when you're here. Hi, Bacon Bits. Good to see you. All right, let's do some news. There really wasn't
Let's do some news.
too much in the way of big news this week because instead of talking about Nintendo, companies were releasing a whole bunch of games for Nintendo. So we're in the holiday season, and we're going to be bringing you a discussion of a whole bunch of
Boy,
games.
are we. Target was.
Yeah, Target was
Stacked.
bumping.
Oh, did you get me my request?
Yep.
It is
You could have
fulfilled.
presented it to me during the podcast.
You can go
Stakona
present it to
says,
like a
yourself.
Senpai
proposal.
noticed me. Wouter says, router jokes are old, guys. See?
Well, Wouter, you can.
Here's your chance to redeem yourself.
Hold on.
You can
Hold
take
on.
all show
Hold
if you
on.
need to.
Hold on. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. I'm gonna wound house kick you in your face if you keep that up.
All right. I like that better than Wouter.
I'm doing my best. I'm rusty.
This is my best work.
This is my best.
It's like your Jay Leno.
This Jay Leno.
Oh,
It was
man.
really good.
Let's not bring that up.
You
All
know what?
right.
Vitamin G like that one, okay, guys?
So
Somebody.
Grezzo is a company. What?
That sounds like a weird, like, lady rapper.
You hear the new Grezzo track?
Yeah.
She's spitting hot fire. I heard about some. Oh, what's her name? I heard about
There's
the
a
new.
one named Lizzo.
I think it's a
who's
new
cool.
rapper. Her name is like.
Is it Lizzo?
I think it's Princess Nokia,
I've heard of her. She's
Oh,
not
wait.
like new, but she's
Yeah,
been
I
in the
think I've heard of
sphere.
her too.
and she's like punching audience members in the face
Oh, that
because
sounds
they
like me.
badmouth her. And
Yeah.
all right, so I saw this thing about her
Drink
how
coffee
like
on some jerk. on the
yes,
subway.
she doesn't take any crap from anybody. And
Oh,
I'm
wait,
like,
is she
okay, that's cool. But then they show a video of her like bad mouthing somebody on stage, and she's like, "You don't disrespect women, and I make more money than you do." And I'm like, "All right, you don't disrespect women. That's great. Say that. I agree." Then to throw in, and I make more money than you
Yeah,
do,
it
that
feels-
ruins your argument for me. Like that is
Yeah.
such a petty thing to throw in with such an important
But
thing.
isn't that what the whole thing with rap is? Everyone's just always comparing how much
Said
money.
like a 60-year-old mom.
Don't
But
always
isn't
rip
that like the
rappers.
whole thing about rap?
They
No,
just
no,
talk
no,
about
no.
how much money they're making.
It's called the rap.
I'm sorry.
The rap.
So sorry,
The.
Kirby.
The hippity, it's the hippity.
All right, so
I
back
don't like
to
my Chip and JoJo candle.
hello Zinc. Come back, Zinc. Zinc actually
Zinc?
did come back.
Zink, come back, Zink.
Zinc left the chat
That's
and came
great.
back. Grezzo worked on some Zelda titles. They handled the 3DS remakes of Ocarina of Time 3D as well as Majora's Mask. And they did some other stuff. I think they worked on Triforce Heroes as well. So when they were originally working on the Majora's Mask remake for 3DS, they put up something on their website that said, would you like to work on a legend? Or would you like to make a legend? But we didn't know it was Legend of Zelda at the time because they're not specifically a Nintendo company, but Nintendo works with them. So they posted that, and it turned out to be Majora's Mask. Now, Grezzo on their official site has a new post up that says, would you like to make a Legend 2? So they are working on another Legend game, but they're not saying what. They say they're looking for someone with knowledge of HD game creation as well as skills in Unity and Unreal. Now, the Switch obviously handles HD games. The Switch also supports Unity and Unreal.
Unity!
Grezzo works with Nintendo and has multiple times in the past. And the game has the word legend in the title.
That's true.
All of those dovetail nicely into The Legend of Zelda. Now, is it definitely a Legend of Zelda game? I don't know. But like I said, their previous games, their history shows that they have worked on the franchise. But there are other Legend games out there. Oh, boy. Legend of Mana, that's a thing. I think there's a new remake in the works right now, so it could be that too.
Legend of the Mystical Ninja.
Legend of Mystical Ninja, man. I would love a new one. That would be
know.
great. So we don't know for sure, but there's definitely enough there to speculate. And I know a lot of people are saying that they would like to see Grezzo do Skyward Sword HD because that's the only 3D Zelda that hasn't gotten a remake or a re-release. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ocarina of Time did, Majora's Mask did, Wind Waker did, Twilight Princess did. Then we're up to Skyward Sword. And that's it. Yeah, that's the only one. J-Rakes has the top-rated comment, and he says, call me crazy, but I think Nintendo will take the same approach with Zelda 2 as was done with Metroid 2. Both are the least accessible entries in the respective series. I can totally see an updated remake of Zelda 2. The 2 in the listing could be a nod to the game title and not just the second title they've worked on. I mean, Zelda 2 is definitely one of the weirdest ones. Favorites because it is one of the weirdest ones. Just like Super Mario Brothers 2 is one of my favorites because it's probably the weirdest one.
I love that.
And as far as a remake, I don't know what they would do. Like, I don't know what to expect from it. Would they retain all the things that made Zelda 2 quirky? Or would they, like, streamline it? I honestly don't know. But it is a cool idea.
They would probably make Death Mountain, like, a little easier.
I feel like
that's probably true.
For quirky to work, it has to be unintentional. You can't, like, I'm going to make this quirky. Like, it just has to be...
I thought you said quirky.
You can't.
I thought you were talking about Life Goes On.
Quirky. Oh.
Or, not to be forgotten, Quirky Romano.
Which I saw in theaters.
The most underrated. So do we because of her.
I mean, I was like 11. I don't know what your excuse was.
Yeah, my excuse was her. Because every time the stupid commercial would come on with that line, she would laugh. So we saw it, yeah. I remember, here's two things I remember about that movie. That line and Columbo was in it. That's all I remember.
It's true.
He dies in the movie. And then he died in real life. Coincidence?
Quick fun story. One time.
Killed what's-his-face's career. Killed Columbo. What's that guy's name? You know Saturday Night Live.
Chris Kattan. One time I had to go to the bathroom to drop a deuce. And
just one time.
Well, I mean, this one time I had fudge and poop. So I was making fudge, and it was a rough one. And while I was in there, I was reading on my phone, and it was when Columbo died. So I came out of the bathroom, and I went to my aunt and my cousins, whoever like was with, and I was like, "Guys, Columbo died!" And they're like, "Did you blow up the bathroom that bad?" So now that it's become slang in my family, when anybody poops, it's like you come out of the bathroom and you guys go, "Columbo died in there."
It's a great idea for like a TV show. It's kind of like a real weird. That's so Raven. Like every time you're sitting on a toilet, you see a vision of something that's happening. No, don't go to the bath.
Someone give me a lot of White Castle. I need to figure out this murder stat. Go, Grandma. Someone give me a laxative. I can't figure this murder out.
I'd greenlight that. Greenlight that show. Oh my God, guys.
What?
Was it the president?
Well, hello, Granimus. No, it's not the president. I'm gonna say that this is someone bigger than the president. Jesus Christ is in the chat.
Jesus Christ.
He stopped by to say hi. Jesus Christ is talking about Ever Oasis, a fantastic 3DS game that nobody really paid attention to.
Also, Jesus Christ's picture is Danny DeVito, which has just made a lot more things make sense to me.
Oh, it is?
Danny DeVito is Jesus!
You know how
Danny
happy
DeVito is
I
Jesus!
would be if Danny DeVito actually listened to this podcast?
Guys, remember when Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman broke up and I wasn't able to believe in love anymore, but then they got back together and I was? It was a rough time.
Yeah. I mean... When this is mean, I shouldn't say. I was gonna say when two people are that ugly, they have to stay.
Listen, Danny could have got himself a lady.
You could have said that short. It would have been
fine. Short's okay.
No, you have to go the ugly route.
What happens if he comes out as like?
I don't want to think about
say
it.
That.
I
Listen,
have a good
he's
Danny
already
DeVito
spread
story.
AIDS through a pool, and I don't care.
I
so.
have a good Danny DeVito story. When Mara Wilson was in Matilda, her mom was battling cancer, and Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman used to let her stay with them and take care of her when her mom was in the hospital. So that is a nice, warm, fuzzy celebrity story we can all sit with.
I want to believe, he's like the one guy.
I mean,
him and Tom Hanks.
He just takes
there's three guys who should be. I need to be nice. Nah.
What?
I don't dislike him, but I could see him being.
If John Goodman turns into like a stripper
Did you
murderer,
see him in that movie? He was a jerk in that movie.
No Cloverfield one?
It's called acting. He's
three
Dan
people
Connor.
that have to be nice in real life.
Tom
Hanks.
Danny
DeVito.
Mike Rowe?
No, I know.
Mike Rowe's a jerk.
Ben Gleep.
No. Weird Al. Weird Al has to be.
Weird Al is so nice. I've heard nothing but nice things about Weird Al.
All right, moving on.
Wait, I have a YouTube question real fast.
Are you raising your hand?
I am. Sorry, it's an old radio thing. That's what we had to do with the radio station, so we didn't talk over each other. If I create a channel name, I'm going to punch you. If I create a channel name, is that it forever? I can't change it?
I like how you're asking me personal YouTube questions during the podcast.
I want to join the chat, but I don't want to make my name like my actual name, and then I don't want to make it something dumb and then stuck like that forever.
I mean, I'm sure you can delete account.
It just says chat as.
Yeah, I mean, later on, if you don't like it, you're going to spend like
an
hour and a half trying to figure out a name.
So I'm like, I don't know if I just put my usual handle.
So go ahead.
It's a first name and a last name.
Anyway, Bandai Namco.
Help me, friends.
Who's working on the Switch, obviously, and I just put some stuff out there, said they have more coming. which is great to hear. But they also said something really cool, and it's not usually a way that we hear big companies like this talk, so I really appreciate it. Company president Mitsuaki Taguchi talked about their Switch support, and he said,
You know what? I'm out of here.
Bye, my brain.
He said, we put out 3 games on the Switch so far, and they're all...
It started auto-playing!
It's the worst show ever.
I'm going to punch you in your mouth.
I'm not going to lie. When there's a show of PC, I know it's going to be very hard to keep the show going. They put out 3 games on the Switch, and then they were like, you know, we got more stuff coming because those games are doing well, but this guy said it's a shame. We didn't think the Switch would be accepted this fast. So they were like, we're going to support Switch from day one, definitely. But the system is doing so much better than we expected. It's a shame that we don't have more ready to go now. But they said more is coming. But the really important thing is they have 3 Switch exclusive titles in the works. So they have other ports that are coming to the Switch, which we know about. They have other new stuff that's going to be multi-platform, like, I don't know, whatever.
Is one of them Danny DeVito the game?
And
it's just you trying to reach a high shelf?
And the other 3 are Switch exclusive, and they're going to be revealed in between spring and summer of 2018. So in a few months from now, we're going to find out what some of those games are. So you'd imagine at least one of them will find out during E3. I don't know when they're going to talk about the other ones, the other 2, but big support from them, and really cool to see them say, you know, we wish we had more. We should have made more for the system, but we got more coming. Cowboy Dan Dank says,
What? Cowboy Dan Dank.
I'm going to click on it to see what he made that name. He says, hopefully Dragon Ball FighterZ will find its way over, and a Digimon game or 2. Why not? Well, with Dragon Ball FighterZ...
What? Why is the fight? Why wouldn't it be Dragon Ball Z Fighter?
Because it's a cat... What?
No.
Dragon Ball Z is its own thing. There's also Dragon Ball, and there's Dragon Ball. There's something else.
Dragon Ball scared
Kai?
me a lot, so I don't know anything about the Dragon Balls.
Like I say, I don't know anything about the Dragon Balls after complaining about why the name is a certain way.
I've just always heard Dragon Ball Z, so the weird Fighter Z thing threw me off because I feel like I didn't know there were multiple Dragon Balls.
And it is, yes, there are. There is.
I'm trying to educate myself.
I'm helping you. There's a Z at the end of Fighter, and it's capital. So I believe it's Dragon Ball Fighter Z and not Dragon Ball Fighters because
Maybe
it's a capital Z.
Trying to be fun.
But as far as Dragon Ball Fighter Z, if that's how you say it, let's say I've heard that game is coming to the Switch. That's all I'm going to say about it. Nothing official, but I heard it's happening.
All right, I believe you.
We don't need to do that. All right, so this week there was a Xenoblade Chronicles 2, or if you live in the UK, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Nintendo Direct. And they gave us some new details. I mean, the game is right around the corner. It's December 1st, I believe it comes out. So we're less than a month away, and it's obviously a massive game and lots to see. Hello, Jeff Cross. Hello, Smurf Andre, or Andre, or
I say Jeff Goldblum, and I got really excited.
Jeff Goldblum.
Imagine if he came to the chat. Hi.
Now, see him, I could believe, hanging out in the chat. It seems like he's an everyman.
Apparently,
did you see
he's
him?
Like a wizard, and like he just enchants women by like holding their hand. He'll like give me your hand. He'll like take their hand and like talk to them, be like, "Oh yeah, I'm Jeff Goldblum," and be like doing this, and then they're like, "I don't know, my panties just melted off."
Impression.
I would give it to Jeff Goldblum till the sun burnt out. Did
you see the video of him talking about wrestling?
Yes, I think I did.
About the fashion files and like Breezango.
Yeah. Okay.
Because somebody's wearing, one of the interviewers wearing a shirt, and he's like, "What's that shirt?" And the guy's like, "Oh, this is a wrestling thing. They're 2 characters." And he's like, "Oh, this is wonderful. Is this a worldwide thing?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, wrestling's really popular all around the world, especially here and like in Japan." He's like, "Wow, this is a wonderful shirt. This is amazing to hear." And I was like, "What a nice guy."
I watched the video of him looking at tattoos people got of him. Did you watch that video?
Yeah,
oh, it's so good. This one
I
seems
saw that
to be
after YouTube recommended it to me like 18 times.
And Sam Neill in a Velociraptor. Like, there seems to be some stuff over here. I figured out how to get into the YouTube chat, everybody, by the way. I'm in there, Princess Casual.
I was really upset about that.
So.
All right, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Here's what was talked about in the Nintendo Direct. So a lot of fans who play RPGs, especially JRPGs, don't want the English voice acting because they feel it's lower quality. They want it how they watch anime, which is with their pants off, which is
Right.
While they're
which is with
furiously masturbating.
English subtitles in the Japanese voice or dub, whatever you want to call it. So Nintendo is very happy to let you know that day one, free as DLC. If you want the Japanese audio but English subtitles, you can do that. So there is a full English voiceover or a full English dub, which you can utilize if you want, or you can get the DLC and enjoy the Japanese audio with the English subtitles.
What's up, B-holes?
Are you
Hey,
going to
Mom,
join the podcast or what?
She's got to decorate the barfus.
Rocket
Did
is
you
very upset.
hang your plant?
I think Rocket's
It's not in the
calling
greatest
into
spot yet,
question
though.
your dedication to the podcast, and I feel he's right to do that.
Well, Rocket can come and do this every week.
Wow.
That was
Sorry,
a little
Rocket.
hateful.
If Rocket thinks that he or she can do it better than me, then
Well,
I'd like to see them try.
They just have to sit at the table to begin with.
Are you
uh,
saying that's all she does?
No, for a start. I said to begin with.
Mom Brain is a cornerstone of this podcast.
Mom
and
Brain,
I
did
don't
you
want to talk
know-
to my woman like that?
Did you know that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has core crystals? And those are what you get various blades for your driver. The driver is the pilot or the driver, if you will, of rare blades.
Oh, I was thinking like a golf club.
And blades, this is an RPG. Blades are how you fight in battle. In the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, wildlife changes depending on the time and the weather. And you can find unique battles and monsters during these certain times of day or in certain weather conditions. And then there's even very special battles on top of that with unique monsters. And if you fight them, you'll get a lot of experience and maybe some other goodies. And they'll leave behind a tombstone, and you can go back and fight them again to gain more experience.
Excuse me, I think I just got some inspiration.
Yeah,
That is shredded pepperoni
I saw that.
on a pizza.
Aux cores and
Moist.
core chips can be used to strengthen blades. Blades also have affinity
Nice little
charts, which can expand their
Oh,
abilities.
good. Like
You can have
this.
heart-to-hearts with characters to strengthen bonds.
Ooh.
You can send out blade groups on missions on their own to report back with findings, which you can use to level up. So you can only have so many blades in your party. I think it's up to 9. But you'll have a lot more blades than that. So rather than having them sit around and do nothing, you can send them out on expeditions and they'll bring back stuff for you.
Well, that's nice. Putting them to work.
There are salvage points where you can, like points in levels, where you can dive to find treasure and other things, but you also might find some enemies protecting things. So be ready for a fight. Titans have special landmarks that you can easily travel back to at any time. So Titans are what you're actually on. The land masses are big moving creatures, and they're called Titans. There are secret areas that you can only visit at certain times during the day. And you can trade items for gold and more at special trading posts that you'll come across. Then there's the Argentum Trade Guild. And this is full of merchants that have anything you could possibly want. So it's a big floating ship that's like a Dave's auction. Or like,
man.
just like hundreds of merchants for you to buy.
You never
things
got
from.
to make it to Dave's auction, did you?
No, I don't know what Dave's auction is.
You can place certain items in your character's pockets to
It's
boost
closed
them
down.
during battle.
It's an auction where you buy expired food.
And it's not really an auction. They just say like he goes. It's like QVC
It's
live
like,
kind
who
of.
wants a can of tuna?
No, none of that. He's just like, listen, I got these socks. I got these expired
socks.
Keebler, kid you not, Keebler cookies. I got a toilet plunger and an LED headlamp. Everything up here, $5 each. He bangs the gavel and you raise your hand and some girl comes over and is like, what did you want? And you're like, I want 2 of the Keeblers and 1 of the toilet plunger. And she's like, $15. You give her the money, she brings you your stuff, and then you sit and eat your cookies while you watch the rest of the auction.
The
It
plungers are
was
used.
I was like,
so
you plunge the
amazing.
cookie into your mouth.
Ugh.
Yes.
You know, we learned some good life lessons from Dave himself.
Yeah.
One of them was
Oh,
life
yeah?
is fleeting.
Oh, that's deep.
Life is fleeting, so you should buy. And they do estate jewelry too. So like $20,000
Ooh.
ring and then a $5 pack of expired.
Keebler
Balls.
cookies.
And also he would say this was stolen legally here at Dave's auction because it was so cheap. If I was selling things, I'd be like, you're about to steal this legally. It is so cheap.
There are
That is
3
nice.
types of blades in
Oh, back to
Xenoblade
this?
Chronicles
Okay.
2. Attackers, tanks, and healer blades. So you mix and match them in your party, and you can change that up depending on what you're fighting. There are 3 types of combos to master as well: driver combo, blade combo, and fusion combo. There will be an expansion pass available to pre-order. That's available right now, and I will give you the rundown of what's in that expansion pass. In December 2017, you'll get support items for your journey. January 2018, you'll get new quests for the main game. Spring 2018, there will be a new rare blade. Summer 2018, there will be a new challenge battle mode. And then fall 2018, you'll get a brand new story and adventure. So they're supporting the game with a lot of extra content. And that's a paid expansion pass, obviously. And then right now, there's Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC available in Zelda Breath of the Wild. You can get Rex's costume via a new side quest in Breath of the Wild. So Link has to go out and find meteorites that have crashed, and there's actually treasure chests, and inside those treasure chests are parts of Rex's costume, which give Link certain abilities, or boosts to certain abilities, I should say. So there you go. That's a quick rundown of what went on in the Nintendo Direct this week.
Also, guys, good news. George Takei is shocked and bewildered at the allegations.
But they all saying
Yeah,
that.
that's what you have to do when you.
Unless
get
you're Louis
accused of
C.K.
something.
and then you
You
just
know-
up to it because the
Oh, yeah.
evidence is
Kirby,
DMing it
please
too much.
help me out.
Mhm.
Do you know what George Takei said when he heard about these allegations?
Oh, that's terrible. Was it? Oh my!
Yes,
Right.
was.
Oh my.
First comment comes from, let's see. K Money 1119. He says, game looks great. Day one purchase for me. Long-term DLC is nice to have. Also, like the cross promotion with Zelda. May have to get a second Pro controller on December 1st as well. Yes, there's a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Pro controller, which is like designed for the game, obviously, and the grips on the sides are like pink and green, which are the colors of the game. Super Kifo said exactly what I was thinking. I think there's two podcasts going on here. That's what it sounds like to me.
A little bit. Wait, where is Son of Goku 420?
Son Goku 420,
Oh,
not
sorry.
Son of Goku. I don't know. I don't see him today.
I had a cat said a cat.
Hello,
named
I'm an
Goku,
FNT
and it's
Rex.
all I could think of every time I'd be like Goku 420. Like every time I called.
We have Super Kifo, not Son of Goku. Not Nikki Hill is here.
Or at least you think he's.
So Nintendo's
Most of the
investor
people is
Q&A, which we talked about. Hey!
Hey! Must be the money.
Nintendo's investor Q&A, which we
Yeah, plan on playing. Come on.
He's doing the Bannon look. Just multiple button downs
I got
on
plans
top
for
of each other.
days.
let me try this again. Nintendo's investor
cares.
Q&A. You're never allowed on the show. Came out a couple weeks ago, but we had the Japanese version, but Nintendo took their
investor.
Nintendo took their time translating it, but now we do have the official English translation. So there's some interesting things to discuss in there. So Nintendo was talking about hitting Wii-like levels of success with the Switch before the Switch even came out.
Just tiny ones.
They Wii success, and they're doing quite well. You know, their goal is always Nintendo-like profits, which they say is
Profits,
roughly
like a
gadgets, which they say is around 1 billion yen. And Nikki Hill can tell you, they're doing very well.
They're making much profits.
Much profit.
No, it's like a roller coaster.
And they're talking about how
Up and down.
they have short-term plans for the Switch, long-term plans for the Switch, but they also have another
Money
plan.
coasters.
They point out that if the Switch starts not doing well, like all of a sudden something happens and people are like, we don't
Everyone
want the
loses their
Switch anymore,
minds.
they are working on a contingency plan for if that happens. So they're saying, listen, our goal's always Nintendo-like profits. And if the Switch like falters and something happens there, we have a contingency plan. Obviously, they're not talking about what, but they're like, listen, we got this.
Oh, I know what it is.
What?
A
Self-destruct.
Wii U 2
We too.
N64
Classic.
Classic.
Yeah.
And then also a Wii Classic and a Wii U Classic. And then probably the Switch Classic will sell like hotcakes.
New
Matt-
3DS classic.
Matt Fox
Just
said,
even tired.
Matt Fox says RMC is struggling to say anything today. Yes, it's
Yeah.
true. Hello, Zucha.
That's 'cause
Hello,
I'm here.
Kyle. Yeah, the show's with you there.
There's something.
Steel Diver says Switch doesn't have to do Wii numbers to be a bigger audience. It's more important that software sales are in tandem with hardware rather than people buying a Wii Sports box. Well, so far, so good. That does seem to be the case, which is what we want to see, and obviously what Nintendo wants to see. Nintendo also says that they are making the mobile business a core pillar of their company. But they also want you to know that doesn't mean they're replacing like their others. Like their main business is making video games, obviously, for their own hardware, and they're using mobile to drive gamers to their traditional platforms. But their goal is to make mobile a core part of their business because they make money there. They take that money and pour it into their regular stuff. They also move consumers over there from mobile to the regular devices, which they say they've seen happening already through their various polls and other sources of information.
They get their information from like financial documents. They get it from polls.
Yeah. And they also were asked, are you going to make a mobile phone? And Nintendo says, we're not at a stage where we can consider becoming a smart device platform developer. So they're saying, hey, we're not thinking about making a phone yet. Now, real Nintendo fans know that years ago, Nintendo put out a patent for their own phone. It was like a flip phone, but they never decided to go through with it. But so it's not crazy. Nintendo has thought about doing phones before. They're just not doing one now.
Nintendo is going to do a phone, and it's going to have horrible wireless.
You can only call
Yeah.
friends if they're on your friend list.
Yeah.
You can only
hello.
call your friends if you're in the same room together.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello, Gold Bolt. Hawk says, I can't imagine a point where it would make sense for Nintendo to create their own mobile phone. Well, right now, Nintendo cannot imagine that either. Yeah, that's a tough market to break into because you have Android, which is #1 right now, and the Android devices altogether are #1. Then obviously Apple and their iPhones and stuff like that. And then,
Apple and their iPhones.
you know.
Palm Pilots.
Oh, yeah, people use those all the time.
Number
Blackberries.
one. Yeah.
Nintendo also says they're continuing their push into the esports territory
Cellular.
with new titles. So Nintendo's been moving into the esports industry a little bit, especially in the last year. And they have more plans to do that. They said they're going to continue creating games along those lines. They're not getting into specifics, but they do recognize that esports are pretty big. And Nintendo has had a lot of success with esports that perhaps traditional esports fans don't notice, because I don't think traditional esports fans are watching what's going on Disney XD. But Nintendo and Disney XD, or Disney in general, I should say, have a partnership, and Nintendo shows a lot of their tournaments on Disney XD. And according to Disney XD's ratings, Nintendo's tournaments are the top. They took the #1 spot and the #2, 3, and I think 5 spots as well. And then others filled out the list. But yeah, Nintendo Disney's partnership is going real well as far as that goes. But traditional esports fans are watching it on like Twitch and to a lesser extent TBS. TBS is really getting into it. TBS is, I think tonight is starting an esports tournament that I actually would like sit down and watch. And you're familiar with it. They're starting the Rocket League esports tournament tonight. And Rocket League, I think, is a fantastic game for people to watch that aren't familiar with esports because it's ridiculously simple. You're a car, you drive a ball into a goal. That's it.
It's not simple at all.
I mean, like if you were like
Driving a
sitting
car
down to
is very
watch TV and you're like, what the hell are these guys doing? And they're playing like League of Legends or something like that. You can't watch that
Or like
and go in
Overwatch.
cold and be like, I don't know what's
like
going
you have
on.
actual game time. It's
Yeah.
broken down.
So
If anyone's unfamiliar with Rocket League, it's like FIFA, but with cars.
that's right. Hello,
And
Mario
anyone
of
who
7
doesn't know what
stars.
FIFA is, it's like Rocket League, but with people. Right.
Mario of 7 stars, you're not late because Nikki Hill just got here. Oh, oh shoot, who was it? Who was talking about Nikki Hill on Twitter? Do you remember?
Oh, I'll
Can
look
you
it
look
up.
it
Is
up?
it my mom?
Yeah.
We'll get you the
I
name.
love that Nikki Hill. He's a nice boy.
I
See, be nice
she'll
to
get you
my
the
son.
name in a second, but he was talking about when are you going to become Nicholas Mountain, and I said you don't
right.
feel like you're ready for that.
That would be
And he
Nicola
suggested-
Garlett at Nicola Garlett.
And
said
he
that.
suggested, did he say Nikki Plateau?
The intermediate stage would be Nick Plateau.
So you have another option there. Steel Diver says,
Here we go.
I'm in the dwindling percentile of video gamists who don't understand what is entertaining about watching esports. I
Video
also don't like
gamist?
watch normal sports. Just add anime music guessing game to the Olympics already. His comment's not done, but that's really good. Did you say the anime music guessing game last night on the Olympics? Wow. Also, I'd like to take the chance to say I am so nervous about whether Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Collector's Edition comes with a normal case. If it only comes with the Steelbook, I'm going to have to buy a second copy just so I can have a normal case on my shelf, and I will be very unhappy. Steel Diver, excellent job editing that post because I see how many times you updated it and when. So I know you did that on purpose because you're the first comment.
Mario 7 star said Nick Plateau is what happens if he gives up growing. So just keep going and you'll be Nicholas Mountain.
I want to go making mountains out of Nick Hills.
Yeah, that works.
All right.
I support it.
Take-Two, which has put out NBA 2K18 on the Switch, and is also putting out WWE 2K18 on the Switch. Hopefully
I can
this
buy
year.
that.
We don't have a date yet.
I have to buy it. Remind me.
Why do I have to remind you about a show you watch every week having a game? They literally show the commercial like I feel like 20 times.
You know, I see it and I go, oh, and then I'm like a goldfish. It's out of my head. It's gone the minute the commercial.
I'm gonna be honest.
Fish have very good
Goldfish love wrestling.
Remembrance tools. What are those called?
Memories?
Brains, probably.
Retain things? Retaineries?
Retaineries,
Fish
yes.
had like no short-term
They
memory.
said that, but then they did a study where they had
Oh,
a
they
goldfish
debunked
and a
that?
thing. With
They said that, but you know what the crazy thing is? The scientists forgot. And the fish remembered. And Take-Two's doing other stuff for the Switch.
I'll tell y'all.
They talked about
I love to-
NBA
I'm blushing now.
2K18 on the Switch, and
Yeah?
they said they're very pleased with the sales so far. So people are buying sports games on the Switch because my understanding is NBA 2K18 is the real deal. It's feature parity with the other versions, unlike FIFA. So this is Take-Two's. This came from Take-Two's earnings call. I forget the guy's name. It's like Zaus. No, it's like
Zaus?
Strauss Zelnick. I think that's his name.
I'm Strauss Zilnick.
He says, in addition to versions for Xbox, PlayStation, PC, NBA 2K18 is our debut offering for the Switch. So far, we're very pleased with the title's performance on this new platform, and we anticipate continued strong demand across all platforms heading into the holiday season. They also said something, I don't remember if I made it a top story. They said something earlier about how they are... something about like being excited for the Switch and they have more stuff coming. So they've had good results with the Switch so far. They didn't get into specifics of how much it's sold, but they are very pleased with the sales of Take-Two.
Take-Two? What else do they do?
Take-Two's the parent company of like a whole bunch of stuff. So Rockstar, any Rockstar
Yeah.
games. Like coming out this week.
Bully. Are we getting Bully on the Switch?
Yeah,
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Doom.
No,
No, I was like, I would know.
not
if it
even
was
right
that one.
company.
LA Noir.
Yes, LA Noir is this
Right,
week.
okay.
Showing people downstairs.
That's right.
The game.
And we found out that they've done some tweaks to the game as well, besides the motion controls that we were talking about. In the game, when you played it originally, it was like you had 3 options. I forget. Oh, the main problem one
Power off, sleep mode.
was doubt. When you
Restart.
doubted a character and you picked doubt, Cole, the main character, turned into like an asshole instead of just like doubting the person. So now they've changed the 3 options to make it much more clear. It's something like good cop, bad cop, and then something
Total
else. So you know if you pick
crap.
bad cop, he's going to talk to him like an asshole. And there's other
so
things in there.
So you get general ideas of how to react, not like
Yeah.
3 responses to go off of.
Well, you have 3 options, but now you understand that. Like, if you doubt a suspect, you can doubt them and be nice about it. But
Yeah.
you would
No,
pick
no,
doubt,
like-
and sometimes Cole would be like, "You're
Right.
going to
I
jail,
think-
those
scumbag."
are your
Wanna
options.
murder
I
your
figured it would
family.
be like, oh, really? Or like,
Oh, really?
I thought it would be like, "Oh, really?" or "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? I don't know
Uh,
how they get
Giant
Oh,
Reggie.
really?
Giant Reggie
Yeah.
says, "Was Nicky Hill born as Nicky Mound and then grew into Nicky Hill?" Nicky Mound.
He was Nicky Dirt.
Hello,
Became a
Robert.
hill.
Good to
Nikki
see you.
Pyle.
We got
Nicky
a jam and chat and stream today, guys. Thanks for joining. Oh yeah, I meant to say that earlier. Thank you for the YouTube support. Zoso says Nikki Pilodirt. Thank you for the YouTube support lately. We've been
Pilot.
growing steadily, but in the last few weeks we've been getting a lot of attention and nice comments on the internet. So thank you. I
What?
appreciate it.
People being nice on the internet? That
I
doesn't
know.
happen.
Square Enix says they're gonna aggressively make games for the Switch. Aggressively.
Stop it.
That's
They're
what
just
they say.
yelling at people while they're trying to make games.
So Square Enix.
I think we're not allowed to
It's just
say
a guy
Square
like
Enix, right?
standing behind developers, like tapping his foot.
Yeah, like
They've been doing
aggressively
this for a
tapping a
long
watch. I gotta
Podcast?
go.
Today's show or show in general?
What?
No, like on the podcast we were talking about merging of Square, right? Like the formation of Square Enix.
You'd have to look
Getting
it
it
up.
right.
I don't. I would
We used to
agree, but
call
I
it
don't remember.
Squeenix.
Mhm.
And we weren't allowed to. Like it was, right? We were told not to. Or something.
I want to say yeah, but I honestly don't remember when they merged. It was a long time ago, though.
Yeah.
Trying to. Yeah, I don't remember. You have to look it up. Anyway, Square Enix
Squeenix.
or Squeenix.
Let's bring it back.
That
All right,
sounds like
Squeenix.
a cleaning product.
Squeenix.
Yeah. Get your windows shiny with Squeenix.
Squeenix says they're aggressively supporting the Switch, and here's the tidbits they had to say. Project Octopath
I mean,
Traveler.
couldn't you say like
Watch this.
wholeheartedly or like
No, what's the matter with aggressive?
I just feel
It
like
just seems like
I'm
you're
like
just.
Do you feel like it's too aggressive?
Too aggressive.
You
like,
better be different.
if you aggressively support me, I feel like I'm gonna get like weirded out by you. Like stop aggressive. Like just be
I
there.
picture like aggressive
really want you to
support is like
succeed.
your parents at like
No,
a
but, like
a
Yeah, like a
t-ball
mad
game, like
dad at a little
screaming,
league game. Yeah.
Yeah, but like
That chat a little
in
bit.
this sense,
That's my
if
aesthetic.
we were aggressively supporting you, we'd be just dumping whatever money we get into a savings account for my brain. You know,
You guys
like,
should do that.
To rebuild.
So like
You guys should definitely do that.
financially, you have like
Fix that foot.
an aggressive account,
that
like a
foot.
moderate to aggressive.
Yes.
No
So
amount of
that's
money is
kind of
gonna
it.
fix
Like,
that. But
They're just going all in.
Hello, Lightning Bro. Lightning Bro says Square Enix
Balls
fused.
deep, probably.
Square Enix fused about
Is that
2002,
what you
2003,
Yeah.
just after Kingdom Hearts 1. So there you go.
I'm sorry, we were talking.
Yeah, I
balls deep.
figured you didn't hear. Lightning Bro says it happened around 2002,
This is a great idea.
2003.
Oh, so that was before.
Show
so.
me.
Anyway, let me get back to this, please, for the millionth time.
Gusta, what's that on?
I want to
Amazon.
kill myself.
Amazon.
$10.
Project Octopath Traveler and Dragon Ball 11. Not
Ain't no
Dragon. God
caboodle.
damn it! See, this is why I'm so out of whack. Dragon Quest 11
I love Caboodle.
on Switch are on track for next fiscal year. Now, again, we don't know if Dragon Quest 11. Oh no, Dragon Quest 11 is getting localized. We just don't specifically know if the Switch one is. 3DS is. Switch's momentum is strong, says Square Enix, and Nintendo is doing a great job. And they say Nintendo doing great is good for Square
Would you
Enix,
say
which is
their
true.
momentum is aggressive?
Yes. Switch is ideal for middle-range games, which Square Enix is good at making. That's what they say. Square Enix says that about themselves. So they will work on these aggressively. When considering games for Switch, Square Enix won't rule out any IPs. So they don't want you to think like they'll do Kingdom Hearts, but they won't do Final Fantasy, or they'll do, oh boy, what else does Square Enix do? I already said Dragon Quest, so I don't want to use that.
You know that game. You know the one.
Well, then the new. Are they going to come out with a new one of those?
I was trying to think of things that they like repeatedly release.
Do you want me to? I feel like I've seen it in a million things. Now I can't think of anything.
Well, I know
besides
they
Final
make
Fantasy
like they do a whole
and,
bunch
like,
of stuff. I just can't think of examples off the top of my head. But anyway, they're saying all IPs are on the table. So whatever Square Enix IP it is, whatever it is, no matter if it's new,
Bravely
old,
Default, was that them?
yes, or in the works, they will consider it for Switch. So they say, don't think we're counting stuff out. New Switch games may
Kingdom
become
Hearts.
multi-platform, but
Say that one?
I think
yes,
Yeah.
but it was literally the
Final
first
Fantasy.
one I said.
Final
Yeah, I
Fantasy
said
7.
Final Fantasy.
Dragon Quest.
But
Final
Square
Dragon
Enix
Quest
promised to
Fantasy.
aggressively make games for the Switch. So they're saying some of the games that come out on Switch exclusively first might go multi-platform later, but the Switch gets them first, which I appreciate them saying, because a lot of companies will be like, exclusive, but what they really mean is exclusive for 6 months, and then it comes out somewhere else. So Square Enix is being upfront and saying, listen, we have some games that'll be Switch exclusive for a limited time, and then they might go somewhere else.
Oh,
So
they
thank
just-
you. I appreciate that.
They
I like
just
the honesty.
distributed, didn't they?
They
I
do
like
publish a lot. Yeah.
Transparency.
Yeah, there you go. Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
They are the publisher of Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider Rise of,
Hello,
Lord
Nico
Beale, Annabelle,
Darunia.
or Rise of.
Oh boy, this is a big one.
Tomb Raider.
Top rated
Hi, I'm
comment
Tom
from
Raider.
some guy with
Tom
dumb
Raider.
hair.
Insurance salesman.
Tomb Raider.
Are we supposed to guess who it is?
Raider. Tom Raider.
Hello,
Insurance.
Inner Black Ninja. He says just cause. Yeah, Santiago,
Black
I
Ninja,
thought that, but I
hello.
wasn't sure. Near.
Akon is back.
Hey, God, it's
Near.
back.
Akon is
Nair.
back.
Nair. I think they just say it near. Some guy
Need
with
to
dumb
play that
hair
still.
says, aggressively make games for Switch. I like to imagine a bunch of people with their teeth clenched and their muscles bulging, and they're punching and pounding the keyboard and headbutting the computer and other stuff around the office now and then. And even when they're just walking around, they're grunting and roaring like on Dragon Ball Z or something. And they headbutt the door and stomp their feet and slam the keyboard with steel chairs, WWE style. And when the game is finished, their
Wow.
muscles bulge really huge. And through clenched teeth, they let out a crazy roar and jump off a ladder and punch the keyboard with one last bit of code. Then the game is finished and they ship it out.
It's like,
Do they aggressively ship it? Or do they gently ship it?
Yeah, that's the only way they do anything.
it's
Now is aggressive.
It's just like, you know,
Aggressively ship it, just throwing them into a box.
crankily.
Being
cranky
Crankily.
and throwing a tantrum about it the whole time.
This week we
This is
had
done
a
crankily.
video review for Doom. I did a video review for Doom on the Switch, and I can't tell you how many people reached out to me to say that I just clicked the wrong button. God damn it.
You pressed stop instead of record.
I
That was
literally
the
hit
shortest
stop,
review
you're right.
ever.
I can't tell you how many people reached out to me to be like, why didn't you use footage from the Switch? I did use footage from the Switch. That's gameplay footage of me playing on the Switch. So you can check out my video review, which many of you have.
What did they think it was?
They thought I was recording the PS4 or the Xbox One version.
Could they just not
Or the
believe
PC
it was
version.
that good?
So there was
Honestly, I swear to God,
I believe you.
I want to say at least like 15 people asked me why I didn't use footage from the Switch version. I'm like, like the button prompts are in the game. You can see that it's from the Switch version, but whatever.
They didn't watch it.
Probably not. They might have looked at the thumbnail. That's true. That's a good point.
What's that?
They might have looked at just the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Which could be true.
The thumbnail you use PS4.
This is not gonna work.
I use their official artwork in their press sites. So,
How does it compare? You
I played
both
PS4
versions.
version, and I play. Well, I'll talk about this in what I
guys.
played section.
Okay.
So that. Oh, now I can actually get stuff done. Swedish Galaxy 94 says Nintendo. Speaking of that, Donut Muffin. Hello, Murky Water and Alejandro. Donut Muffin, longtime reader of the site, gave us a lovely new banner for this weekend.
Thank you.
And it is animated. It's an animated banner, whether you're on, let's say, tablet or desktop. You get the full or the smaller version, and it's for Doom. And he wrote out GoNintendo in Doom letters, and then the shotgun from Doom comes up into the screen and blows a hole in the screen, making the OM. So it says Nintendo. And even cooler, the official Twitter account for Doom retweeted my video review for Doom. That was the very first one that they retweeted, which I was honored to see. And then on top of that, when I thanked the person on Twitter who made our banner, they also thanked that person and gave them a nice tweet, which I think is really cool. So good for them. And it was also really cool to see Bandai Namco, Nintendo, and the official Doom account all on Twitter were discussing what they were playing this weekend. And they were saying, well, let's play some Odyssey, and then we'll play some Xenoblade Chronicles, and we'll play some Doom, and we'll play some Dragon Ball. So it was all three Twitter accounts interacting with each other, and it wasn't like, obviously it's marketing related, but they didn't plan it out in advance. They were just BSing with each other, which is kind of cool to see. Zidane loves GoNintendo.
Oh, that's a name.
Zidane, yeah, wow.
Zidane?
The Zidane, Z. All right, North America this week's uploads from Nintendo, downloads for the consumers. Doom. Doom is available on the Switch. They say Doom is back and brutally fun and challenging. LA Noire is coming out November 14th, as is Rocket League the same day. Snipper Clips, cut it out together. The DLC is available.
DLC?
Yeah, let me tell you about it. Paper Pals, Snip and Clip must cut each other into the right shapes to overcome new obstacles in this paid DLC update to the original Snipper Clips. There are, I believe, 30 new puzzles, 3 new Blitz games, and a new stamp mode as well. And the original levels got remixed. So it's like a whole new way to play the original levels, 30 brand new levels, extra modes.
You have to pay for this.
Yes, it is paid DLC. It is called Snipper Clips Plus. Now, if you don't want the paid DLC or you never bought the game, you can now buy it at retail. You can get a retail copy of Snipper Clips Plus. Or if you have the eShop version of the original, you can get DLC.
How much is Snipper Clips?
Snugger Plums.
Doesn't say.
Like, is it $20? Is it the full price of the game?
If you buy the retail version, yeah.
Well, if you get the downloadable content, you get
the DLC will be cheaper.
You'll get.
But what if you don't?
You'll get.
So if you don't own the game originally, you won't be able to play the DLC.
You buy the original and get the DLC.
All right. I'm just because it sounds like it's a whole new game, and
it has 30 new levels as DLC.
Right.
So you buy Snipper
but
Clips.
It's got all the original levels reloaded or remastered.
Yes, that's also included in the DLC. Yes.
Okay.
So your options are buy Snipper Clips and get the DLC on the eShop.
So you can buy it as DLC, which it kind of already relies on what you already own.
Yeah.
To load. Or you can buy it. You can buy it off the eShop, brand new, and pay full price.
I'm going to say this one time. You can download Snipper Clips from the eShop, regular Snipper Clips. Plus is the DLC. You would add that to your eShop game. or you can go to retail, and the only option at retail is Snipper Clips Plus, all the content in one package. Now, the retail version would be more expensive.
So it's to match the price of Snipper Clips plus the DLC.
Yes, you got it. I think it's only like $30 to the retail one. Also available is Mario Party, the top 100. Have you ever partied with Mario?
All the time.
Have you ever stuffed
boy
mouthfuls of
gets
pizza?
hard.
Guy killed a
Oh my
shroom.
God.
He pounds shrooms.
Now
like
we can
nobody's
tell this
business.
story. We can tell the story. So the press release says, ever partied with Mario, stuffed mouthfuls of pizza? Penguins. So when Nikki Hill and I went to Nintendo's holiday whatever, they had us in to play some games. And when we played Mario Party Top 100, and I told you this story last time on the podcast, I wasn't allowed to talk about this, but now I can because the game's out. When we were there, I said, do you have pushy penguins in Mario Party the Top 100? Because that's my favorite game of all time. And we played a ton of it. And one of the reps was like, I don't know. She's like, you can't tell anybody, but let me look. So she went through the game and she's like, is this it? And showed it to me. And it was pushy penguins. And I was like, that's all I need right there. So pushy penguins is part of it. You play it like this. Just get up, stupid.
You're standing at the edge of a swimming pool.
You're a dumb penguin. Why ain't you moving anymore, penguin?
So, Pushy Penguins is your favorite Mario Party minigame?
Yes, without a doubt.
Is that everyone else's? I'd like to know. I just like to know.
A lot of us played it for a long time.
I hate Mario Party.
But I also, there's another one. You hate what?
Mario Party.
I don't
There's
like
another
Super,
one
Super Smash Brothers.
that I don't know the name of. Thanks, Alejandro. That's very nice of you to say.
I like Dare Derby.
Hello, Jeff. There's one I don't know the name of. It's like the screen is split into 4.
Uh-huh.
And there's like a path, but it's an icy path, so you slip on it the whole time. And the path gets more and more narrow as you go, and it's about who can make it the furthest. It's just walking down the path, but I love it. And I don't know if that's in this one, to tell you the truth. I don't remember.
I like Dare Derby.
Yes, this guy walked down the path IRL, and it's like he hates it.
He not for me. I also want to point out Mario Party, the top 100, is single card download play. So if you want to play the game with other people, you don't need 4 copies of the game. You just need 1. And even cooler, which is much rarer, the entire game is available for multiplayer that way. So all modes that are multiplayer are available as download play. So usually you get one mode that everybody downloads, but here you get all the multiplayer modes. So you only need 1 cartridge of the game for 4 people to play. It's just those people need a 3DS to play.
To buy this for my sister.
I would like to play it later. It's a lot of fun.
Well, me and my sister have been desperately trying to find a copy of Mario Party 5 that isn't $135.
They never made 5.
They did.
Nope, they
did.
over.
And that's the one we need.
Place in Somerville.
No, I think Kevin or
I did.
RMC, whatever your name is, looked for me already, and
They
it was
didn't have
still they didn't have it. And then online, it's nothing but like $100-something, and it's like, if anyone has it and they want it anymore, send it my way.
North America got Story of Seasons Trio of Towns as a 3DS theme, and then also new this week is Batman, the Telltale series. So that's the whole first season, available on November 14th. Also available on November 14th is Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2 and Rhyme. Rhyme's finally coming out on the Switch. That's the game about the little boy who runs around.
Who became a rapper.
Rides a cape.
Likes to run.
Uno is available for the Switch. It'll Do 2 Plus is available from the Switch on the Switch for our. Let me try this again.
Yeah.
It'll Do 2 Plus is available on the Switch from our friends at Nicholas.
Oh, is that the one that I looked at before and I went, this looks cute?
Yeah, it's the one you looked at before where you picked it up and you said, it'll do too. Yes, that's the same game.
You know, I really hate you sometimes. I don't know why we're friends.
Octodad Dadliest Catch is available on the Switch. The Neo Geo game Street Hoop is available on the Switch. Yeah.
Is that where you just hunt for daddy men?
No, it's where you're an octopus man that is pretending to be a human.
Oh, I played that. They had it on the Apple TV last time I was in the Apple
somehow
store.
People don't realize that he's not.
I had to get to my wedding and it was very difficult.
Rock and Roll Racing Off-Road DX is on the Switch. Ben 10 is available on the Switch as of November 14th. Talomir is on the Switch. Maria the Witch is on the Switch. Cat Quest is available right now. It's an RPG about cats.
That sounds
good. And I hear it's quite good. Spellspire is available on the Switch, which I think you should check out. Fire. No, in general.
I was like, ooh,
It's like a kind of RPG-ish, but it's about spelling. Like you make words to fight enemies based on the letters you have. It's kind of like Boggle, but with a story.
Sounds like, what was it?
Boggle with
Typing
a
of the Dead.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No one
kind of like
asked for
that.
that. No one asked for Boggle with a story.
Let me take this moment to say that the developer of this game is a big fan of GoNintendo, so I hope he's listening right
Whatever,
now.
he can come fight me.
I like how there's
He's
no
gonna
like,
be doing
there's
better
no
than
in
me.
between. It's
Yeah.
either I like your game or fight
He's
me.
gonna be upset that some loser in New Jersey made a comment about what he's doing.
Super
If it
Putty
pays for it.
Squad is available on the Switch. Koi DX is available on the Switch. Bond of the Skies is on the 3DS. RTO is on the 3DS. Warkle Worlds, it has a demo on the 3DS.
Purple.
Lords of Thunder is on the Wii U Virtual Console. And surprise, Hulu's on the Switch. Nintendo put it at almost the bottom of their press release. It was the second to last entry in their online press release. And I didn't mention it was coming out. There were no hints about it at all. Nothing like that at all. It's just, boom, Hulu's out. If you want to see what Hulu's like, I showed you some of it on our YouTube channel. Hello, Corgan. I can't show you footage of the shows because I'll get in trouble with YouTube. Plus, the Switch blocks you out from doing it. So as I was recording footage of the app, it kept knocking me out of the app because you're not allowed to record it. But I made it work. So, but it's Hulu.
Somebody tweeted a picture
Saw
of the
that,
Golden
yeah.
Girls on a Switch. And
that tweet had like 23,000 retweets or something like that.
Because the Golden Girls is eternal and amazing.
I guess so.
And putting it on a Switch is, I mean, I have Hulu on like 4,000 devices, but in fact, I can also have it on a
Watch
Switch.
Blanche
Makes it-
whore it up on the Switch.
That's what I do every day at work.
Wobble
Taking notes.
Bobble says, I'm so down with Snipper Clips DLC. What a gem. Interested in Doom and LA Noire, but holding off for now. Great to see a Zelda sale. Yes, there is a Zelda sale on my Nintendo. Now, for our European friends, we're running late. I wonder why. Our European friends got... Oh my God, this list is so long.
You're
Doom.
a DICK. I wonder why.
There's the option to preload
Got 'em,
Xenoblade
my
Chronicles 2. LA Noire will be available. Farming Simulator has moved over to Europe now.
Farming Simulator.
Take on the challenges of the modern farmer. Explore a huge open world, including a detailed North American environment loaded with farming activities over hundreds of acres of land. Drive over 250 authentic farming vehicles and equipment from over 75 manufacturers,
Drive
including
over
your favorite brands.
250 authentic
John Deere?
farm
Your
animals.
favorite farming
And
brands, such as Challenger, Finn,
John Deere.
Massey Ferguson, and Valtra.
No
Harvest-
John Deere?
Harvest many
No,
secret
no
unlockable.
No, well,
Harvest-
Vulture is a bunch of different farming
that's what I was
machines that come together
Yeah.
to form one ultimate farming
Harvest
machine.
many types
What
of crops, tend to your livestock, take part in forestry work, and sell your products to expand and invest in your farm. Transport your goods
Farm.
in trucks and trailers, or load and drive trains to reach your destination.
Do you have to keep hooligans away from sleeping with your daughter? Because that's all I know
It's
about
not
farmers
in
that
here.
they're trying
That's
to do.
DLC. That's
Jesus.
Sonic Forces is
Farmer's Daughter
available. Ben
DLC.
10 is available. Snipper Clips Plus is available. Maria the Witch, Street Hoop, Heroes of Monkey Tavern, Uno, Koi DX, Octodad, Dadliest
Is Uno
Catch.
like the card game?
Yeah,
Like a new game called Uno.
Yeah.
published by Ubisoft, so maybe it's
Did you find your fingerlings?
Rock and Racing Off-Road DX is
Who said
available.
that?
Spellspire is available. Talomere is available. Transcripted is available.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye, Kirby.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Bye, Kirby. Anymore. He had to leave.
I understand. Cat Quest is available.
You're trapped. Ha!
Super
I don't like car.
Super Beat Sports
right.
is available as a demo, so if you want to try out the game before you buy it. There's DLC for Snipper Clips, obviously, and Sonic Forces.
Right
3DS got hiding out. The police think you're a bank robber. Find 100 pieces of a photo of the real robber in a single screen game inspired by classic
100
arcade games.
pieces?
Yeah.
How
Big
tiny
photo.
do they rip that picture up?
Yeah, no kidding.
Shredder,
They put it through a shutter twice. I
like the
think.
machine, not
No,
the
not
turtle.
The turtle rat man, whatever he is. I get them all confused. I never watched like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Because
I
I never watched Nintendo.
I said I was in Ninja Turtles, and then
Oh.
I decided to go for the full name. But
I
yeah,
never watched the Ninja Turtles. Shredder is
never
like
watched
the
the
main
Ninja-
bad guy.
Splinter is the rat.
What?
And the guy that
Making
is
Bits has tweeted to me that he found Mario Party 5 on eBay for $35.
you go.
What?
um
Thanks, Big Bits,
The-
if you're watching.
what was I gonna say now? What are we talking about? Oh, Rat King is the bad guy who is related to rats. But Bonds of the Skies is available on 3DS. RTO is available on 3DS. Wargle Worlds has a demo. Man, I hate that name.
Wargle? That sounds like the other dog you get after you get Huishos.
Wii U got Three
Where's
Souls
Wargle?
demo. It got Annihilation. Digital Champ, the virtual console game, is available there as well. And Mombrain, I'm sorry, but according to this, there are no 3DS themes.
Trash.
Not
No Hello
anything to talk
Kitty?
about. No, nothing. It doesn't
Hello
say
Kitty,
anything.
anything?
You know, we have a cat, and I love our cat dearly, but I don't consider myself a cat mom.
Well, because your
Maybe you
cat
should.
child is hell-bent on trying to murder you every single day.
But he's not my kid, he's my roommate.
He's not my kid, he's my roommate.
Steel Diver says Xbox
Cat roommate.
fan.
Like, he lives here, but I'm not his mother.
Steel
That's
Diver
fair, but I'm not
says
his
Xbox fans get Super Lucky's Tale, and all we get is this. You know, I wanted to get Super Lucky's Tale, and the reviews have been so mixed. I don't know what to think. If it's like, you know, Games Press being Games Press, or if it's like a bad game. I don't know. If anybody that's watching the podcast live right now has played it, let me know. Are we gonna do that? We don't need to do that. We don't really say anything. Like I said, Mario Party Top 100 is available. We gave you guys a review of that as well. And I apologize because I don't have any 3DS capture equipment, so I had to use already existing footage. But we have a video review, and it seems like you guys enjoyed it, so thank you. And then our last top story, Factor 5, who worked on a number of Nintendo-related games, including Star Wars games. They were working on a game called Star Wars Rogue Leaders Rogue Squadron for the Wii. But for numerous reasons, it never came out. But Factor 5, in an interview with IGN, said they would like the game to come out on Switch, and they really don't see any reason why it couldn't. As far as technically, you know, they'd have to do some work to spruce it up a bit, but they're willing to do that. But when it comes to video games and Star Wars, you would have to go through both Disney and EA, because EA has the exclusive rights to doing Star Wars games on consoles. So they'd have to be involved. But Factor 5 president Julian Egbricht says he's down for it. He thinks the game would really work right now. He doesn't think a lot of work would have to be done to get it to be up to snuff for Switch. And he says
EA's involved. They're gonna think there's a lot.
Yeah,
of
right.
going
He says it's just a matter of getting the gang together, and they're all around. He talks about all the developers and where they are and what they're doing. He's like, they're all still in the industry. It shouldn't be a problem to do it. So Factor 5's like, yeah, let's do it. That game never came out. We were proud of it. We wanted it. We want to get it out there. So why not put it out on Switch? And you never know. Something could happen. The Switch is certainly doing well. It could be catching Disney's attention, and they'll be like, oh, maybe we will do something. But I'm sure EA will ruin it. Temptation
Yep, as they do
says it's not a project that EA can milk for 50 million plus in profits. So don't get your hopes up. Yeah, EA will probably be like, there's not enough microtransactions or loot boxes in here. So
Let's
We're not
release
gonna-
it.
needs to see how sales are going to be doing on the Switch in general.
Yeah, EA makes me so mad, guys.
EA,
Like,
in my opinion, has
literally
done
the Sims
so
alone.
much to ruin so many games and developers in recent years.
It makes me so mad.
I've made my official decision. I know I talked about this a little bit last week. I'm not buying Star Wars at all. I love Star Wars. I had a great time at the last game. I'm not buying it.
I'm buying this Sims 4 Cats and Dogs expansion pack, and it might be the last thing that I buy regarding the Sims 4.
Part of the problem.
I know. That's why I'm cutting myself
Yeah,
off.
until they do like
Oh,
No, but
Sims
notice,
4,
notice the wording.
parrots and pandas.
Notice
no,
the
I don't
wording.
need parrots and pandas. I want.
This is probably going to be the last
Yeah.
thing
See,
that I
I know
buy
myself.
for Sims 4.
When
Sims
Sims
5 is
5 comes
coming
out,
out.
yeah.
What? No.
Expansion pack, expansion pack, expansion pack.
At this rate, there is no Sims 5 because nobody's going to want it. Because
The rate EA's
more and more
going,
people,
Sims 5 will be like, their expansion packs will be like
like $60,
Black
and you get the
people
ability
edition,
to fart. Yeah,
Asian people edition. They'll just start
you're gonna
taking
have
out
one stuff pack that's just toilets. Like
toilet
it's
edition.
just gonna be nothing
Now your
but
Sims can
toilets.
poop in the house.
Yeah, it just makes me mad, and I just want cats and dogs in my game so bad. So I'm gonna buy it, and then I'm gonna try and just sever ties. This is a 17-year
It-
struggle I've been dealing
It
with.
really is them with each Sims installment, at least taking out stuff that would have been in the base game and then stretching it out
The fact
and making
that
it paid over such a ridiculously long amount of time.
the fact that that game came out 3 years ago. But this,
Nowadays, yes, but I
come out and it's like half the game.
Yeah, but I
like,
think
buy the sequel. That's actually.
I agree, but I think
Sims
EA's
is
the worst offender.
What about Marvel? with their movies, where it's like, we're gonna make this a 3-parter. I don't think they've ever done a 3-parter, but they've done 2-parter.
They did 3 Iron Mans, didn't they?
Hey, 1 Harry Potter book gets 2 movies.
Just the one.
1 story for The Hobbit gets 3 movies.
That I
They're
thought was
long books,
ridiculous.
aren't they?
The
Boy,
Hobbit's not a
little.
Yeah, Lord of the
She loves
Rings.
Harry Potter, so that's cool. But Lord of the Rings can't do that.
I know.
Lord of the
I'm
Rings
just.
was just one.
I love Lord of the Rings. Get out of my
Long
face.
movie.
Which do you love
for each
more,
book.
Harry Potter or the Lord of the Rings?
Harry Potter, obviously, but I
Fellowship
enjoy
of
Lord of
the
the Rings.
Ring.
Me and you, Michael,
Yeah.
watched the entire, all 3 of them with the appendices, and spent literally 15 hours watching Lord of the Rings one day. So don't try and tell me I don't know what I'm doing.
But
I
it's still
didn't,
the
I didn't
same.
say that. I just said you
But-
like Harry Potter more.
It's true. I just get so mad that the Sims 4 came out 3 years ago, and
Chef
this
says
is
careful with that finger.
the 4th expansion pack that's come out, whereas The Sims 3 had probably 20 expansion packs in the 5 years it was a relevant game.
Well, like I said, I've been part of the problem, and I'm done. I'm not going to be part of the problem anymore.
This is like a crack addiction. I need to like wean myself off of buying Sims.
Well, it's
expansion
not
packs.
EA. This was 2K or Take-Two this week, who is parent company 2K, obviously. They're talking about how NBA 2K18 has virtual currency, which is basically saying you got to pay money, real money, to get stuff. And they saw negative reaction online. Consumers like hitting up various sites that have review averages and bombing the game with like a 1 or a 0 score if it's allowed, and complaining about the virtual currency and everything. And Take-Two's like, here's the thing. We hear the consumer sentiment online, but our sales for the virtual currency stuff this game compared to last are 65% higher. So they're like, we need to make money, and we hear the negative, we hear the complaints, but we also are seeing more people buying this stuff. So they're like, we don't know if it's the people complaining online and buying it anyway, or if those people aren't buying and it's just a bigger audience that
bought
is.
it and then complained about it. Just like when you eat a whole cheeseburger and then your waiter or waitress comes by and goes, "So how was everything?" It was totally wrong.
Oh,
Then
it's
why
crap.
did you eat it?
hated it.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law does that all the time. Drives me
My
nuts.
mother.
Instead of
It's
just
time
like,
for that.
resolving it.
Yeah, and
I'm
then he
gonna
just spends
watch
the
it
rest of
in
the day
the
complaining
apartments.
about it. I'm like,
So that you
you could have just not eaten
That's where I
there.
live now,
Or
in
just
the
sent it
apartments.
back.
You smell like cat poop all the time. All right,
I'm
let's
gonna put
talk.
the litter box in your office.
Let's
She's gonna
talk,
put the litter box in your mouth.
let's talk about what we played.
Shut up.
Fine stogie.
Ew.
So what we played.
Ew.
PC, what have you been playing?
Let's say I played Super Mario Odyssey last night, and it was amazing. You can ask RMC. I literally said, "Oh my god, this is amazing" 20 times in the first 5
She
minutes.
literally
that
said,
was
"I
playing.
want to play Odyssey." Probably by the 3rd sentence that she said when she first got here.
Yeah,
It's
I was like,
"Hi, how are
"Hi."
you? I want to play Odyssey."
Yeah, that's true.
Standard PC.
I've been playing that, and mostly just The Sims 4, adding all sorts of mods. I was telling you about I got the drug ones, so now you can make crackheads. It's just making it fun, making it real life.
Just making it fun.
There's like a prostitution mod I downloaded. And I think, yeah, for some reason I haven't been in the groove to play anything on PlayStation 4 recently. I started playing Wolfenstein, the first one, and then I just kind of petered out.
What
so.
happened?
I had to go to work, and then I just haven't sat back down to like pick it up.
I had to go
There's,
to
like,
work. That's
periods of
like
times-
1 day.
There's periods of time where I'll just like get in and out of playing. Like I'll be like a month straight of just playing something, and then I'll just be like, I'm not gonna play PlayStation for a while. I'm real weird. I don't know why. That's all I've really been. That's all I've really been playing, y'all.
Mhm.
Oh, and the Remix 10. The Super Mario Run. I
yeah.
got Daisy a while ago, and I was very excited.
Hi,
about
I'm
that.
Daisy.
Also, a fun fact, I don't know if y'all know or care, but
Hi, I'm
Hi, I'm Daisy. Whenever I have to play Mario Party with my sister, I am forcibly not allowed to be Daisy because she'll fight me. So
She picks Daisy?
Yeah. And I have to be like the little sister, and I have to play with Peach and the dumb janky controller, even though I'm almost 30 years old. It never changes, people.
Why don't you fight back?
I'm a little afraid of her.
I understand.
She's the eldest one. She's 9 years older than me. I don't know her. She'll fight me.
Mom Brain, what have you been playing?
Nothing.
Okay, thanks, Mom Brain. Nikki Hill, what have you been playing?
Oh,
HQ. Does that count?
Yes.
HQ.
So wait, I didn't hear. Where did you hear that that Scott was?
During one of the days, he was like, "I'm not going to be here this weekend."
Oh no, we'll be back Monday. I'm sorry, the other hosts are not good.
No, there's
Right?
There's an awkwardness.
Yes, there really is. But there's Scott has an awkwardness to him as well, but it's a likable awkwardness.
Here's my problem: the one girl couldn't even get through the full question in 10 seconds.
I know. The guy had that problem too. The other guy that he's friends with.
Yeah. The other thing.
It's a trivia thing.
Yeah.
The other thing is at the end, like after everyone guesses, everybody else just goes blah blah blah's the answer. Where he's like, hey,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes,
that's funny,
he has
right?
a relationship with the
Blah.
viewers, and they do not.
Yeah.
He needs to come back. I feel like
Coming back. Give the guy a break. Twice a day, every day.
that guy works
He
twice
works
a day
half
every
an
day for
hour.
15 minutes.
He works a total of 30 minutes. You know what's really bothering me? The lag. The lag.
Well, they're getting more. Like the average when we started playing was like 20,000 people. Now the average game is like 50,000
Since I
people.
started with you, it's been like in the 50s, and it's been fine.
Growing pains.
Then the one girl took over the other afternoon,
She did it.
and she froze the system.
And she's running
Froze the
everything by
game.
herself. We're talking about HQ, the trivia app on iOS. It's not available on Android yet.
Look.
I'm sure it will be at some point. But yeah, you answer 10 questions or 12 questions.
Although
Sometimes 15.
Yeah.
And if you answer all 10 correctly, you get a cut of the pot, which could be 250 or 500 or 1,000, or I've seen up to 2,500.
Or this Sunday,
I didn't hear.
$5,000.
Really? Whoa, so depending on how many people win, you split the pot with them. And we're talking about the hosts that are on the show. Usually it's one host, Scott. I don't remember his name, but he's great. I love him. Scott Rogowski, that's it. I really like him. He's a lot of fun. But I guess he's on vacation for a bit, so they have other people filling in, and all of them, I've seen 3 of them. They all suck so far.
I don't want to just insult them. Like, it's really
They're not
hard.
Scott.
It's like stand-up comedy. Like, there's a presence that needs to be there and everything.
I agree with that. I
And
am being harsh.
I kind of get to feel that, like, yes, these people they're trying to be conversational and have a quick little tidbit of info or something related to the question that was just asked and stuff. But there's I don't know, it's a disconnect or
Sorry,
something. It's
thank
like
you.
they kind of
Bless
just
your heart.
not that they got pulled in off the street, but it's kind of like they're working there and they kind of got pulled into it and they weren't 100% ready for it.
Yeah, it's
The other thing that I really get from Scott is that
Hi, Bjorna.
it appears as though he really takes the time and he does other research, or somebody's doing research, and he's a little bit smoother with delivering.
He has his awkward moments, but he you can tell he's he plays along with them. Like I don't know, there's just something about him. I really feel like he makes the game. Like I like the trivia game without it. I still play it, but I feel like he's a good part of it. And if you look at the chat when you play, everybody's like, Scott, where's Scott?
Yeah.
Bring back Scott.
Download this
Tonight at 9 o'clock.
All right, let's do
it.
it.
And tomorrow, 9 o'clock.
Weekend,
$5,000.
weekends are 9 o'clock only. Weekdays are 3 and 9.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a free app, you guys.
I wish it was
Nobody wanted
3:30
lunch.
because school's still in session.
Right,
at
this is
3.
not a sponsored anything. It's a game we're playing on the phone. It's great.
Yesterday,
I just really like it.
Nobody wanted lunch, so it rolled in.
Yeah,
so last
doubled
night
up.
was
Yeah, I saw that.
$1,000.
I saw that. All right, what have I been playing? I've played
No one cares.
Doom, which is how I did the review. Now, Nikki Hill was asking me, how is it? It is super impressive. I think it is.
That's why you ignored me.
Yes, I think it is one of the best ports of a game I've ever seen. Panic Button, and I guess Bethesda did work too, but Panic Button did a phenomenal job with it. They did really, really good. Honestly, it looks so close to the other version. Yes, there are some sacrifices, without a doubt, and the game does run at 30 frames per second versus 60. But I'm super impressed by it. It blows my mind how they managed to get that game to where it's at on the Switch. I'm still enjoying it just as much. I really don't have anything bad to say about it. There's a couple of frame rate hiccups here and there, but not anything that ruined the game for me by any means. And it's not like down to a 5-second crawl or something like that. It's just a couple hiccups, and it's good. It's really good. I'm super impressed with it. They did an excellent job. They obviously put a lot of work into it. And Bethesda is taking the Switch very seriously, so that's cool to see. And Bethesda has Skyrim coming out soon for the Switch. And
Scrim.
what else have I been playing? I've been playing Odyssey, but I didn't get to play too much Odyssey because I was doing the Doom review.
I was doing the Doom.
So I'm just collecting more moons and that, and there's things I want to talk about, but we're still too close to the game coming out, so I don't want to. So I don't want to spoil the game. Your favorite part? You've played 2 parts. That's it.
3. I'm in the wood place now.
When did you do that?
Oh,
Last night.
no, I didn't.
I don't remember that at all.
You weren't watching me when I did that. I was playing
that's right.
it
You're
on the couch.
Boy, you're already onto the wood. You're just
I know. I went and I got a bunch of more moons into
a bunch of more moons.
A bunch of more moons. I put on my little sombrero and my poncho, and I went and I did a little mariachi, and then I went in like a.
No, not you. Go ahead.
About Sky Shrimp.
Skyscrim. Yeah, and then I went into the hole under the inverted pyramid, and I beat that, and then I moved on over to
big
Winston.
whatever it is, Inca Aztec head that they punch in the face.
Which that's kind of cool how they did it, where the top of his head sticking out. And they're like, "Oh,
Yes.
how do you get these multi-moons?"
Yes, I like
so
that.
weird.
I'm sad I didn't get to see you do that part because there's something I wanted to show you, like a secret spot. But
Well,
how many moons do you have? Says Jeff.
Jeff. I think I have 30. I think the last one I remember, I can't remember if I added more moons or not before I went to bed. Last time I remember that sticks out of my brain, I had 36 so far.
I think I have 750. I think I have that.
750?
Yeah, there's a lot of
Dios
moons.
mío. That's a lot
Well,
of
you're
moons.
leaving areas. I mean, let me say it this way. You can play the game however you want.
I can go
But-
back to those areas, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can.
So it's.
But the thing I think what happens with people is they rush through the game and they see the kingdoms and then they don't want to go back and do the other ones because they're like, I've seen everything.
Oh, see, no, I'll do it, and then I can go back and.
Oh, I deleted your game. You can't do it.
Well, you're a trash
Wow.
human, and
Wow.
I can't believe we're friends.
So I also played Mario Party the Top 100 for the review.
Mhm.
And it was a very quick turnaround on that game for review, but it's Mario Party, so you know what you're getting. Mario Party the Top 100. So I feel like the game is like this. It's like, hey, there's this thing and it's fun, and no, there's this thing and it's not so fun. So it's like, hey, you remember Mario Party when we used to have board games like you would actually play on a board? Well, that's back. Oh, but there's only one board and it's kind of small. And then there's like, hey, there's this cool mode that you and I played, decathlon mode, where you play 10 games in a row, or half decathlon, where you play 5. And first place isn't what it's all about. You get a score based
pentathlon. Pentathlon.
I don't know, but
No,
first place isn't what it's all about because you get a total score overall. It's not just first place based on how you're doing it. A score at the end of all 5 games or at the end of all 10 games, you can potentially win. You don't need to come in first every time. But on the other hand, you can't play other games. It's always the same 5 games or always the same 10 games.
Oh, really?
It's
That's
disappointing.
That's
Yes.
kind of
Creative.
booty.
I'm not sure about Amiibo. Amiibo might unlock something,
Who's
but
this Amiibo?
that
I
shouldn't
never
be the
used
case.
Amiibo.
You shouldn't have to scan in Amiibo to get another set of 5 or 10.
No, like we did that at the meeting, and I
Yes.
thought that was just because it was a demo.
Yes, so
I
did
thought
I.
when you actually play it, like if you're
No.
hosting the game, you can create a 5.
No,
A 5 or.
I thought that as well, and I sat down to play, and I was like, "Oh, these are the 5 we played." And then I looked at the menu, and I was like, "Oh, these are the only 5 you can ever play."
That's upsetting.
I know. And then there's single player mode, and it's Mario Party. Like, I think it's nice that
Single-player Mario Party.
they do it in Mario Party games. It's nice that they put it in there. I understand, but if you are someone who doesn't have friends to play Mario Party with, I don't know why you're buying Mario Party unless you really like the single player. If you like it, that's fine. But
maybe they used to have friends and they played all the Mario parties together, and then that person's not friends with them anymore. So they got to taste it with friendship, and now they're just trying to fill the void.
Regardless,
it sounds
what you end
like
up doing-
somebody's like slogan gone terribly wrong.
Taste
Like
it with
Sprite,
friendship.
taste it with friendship.
Well,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
here's
wanna
the other
jump
thing.
to conclusions and like label people or tell people how they're supposed to feel. But how I would feel if I was playing that then would be very alone.
I think I played a game
Here's the
of
thing:
Mario
you have,
Party
if
by
you want
myself.
to unlock all the games that are in the game, you have to do single player.
I was babysitting and the kid went to sleep, so I did nothing else to
So
do.
wait,
And the
what is
only
it?
game
It's
I
a
could find was
slog.
Mario
What
Party.
is single player?
No.
It was on a GameCube. I was like, I'm not searching
Yeah.
for
It's the
anything
top
else.
100. You have to unlock the games by playing.
Not all of them, but some of them. Yeah,
So what is it? It's like the top 80, top 90.
It's like going to a
I want
movie
to say
by
it's like
yourself.
the top
I could
50.
do that.
And you gotta
I don't
unlock
think I've
50
ever gone to a
games.
movie alone.
I think
Are you kidding me?
Like,
I
I
just
did
paid
concerts
for this, so I
alone,
don't
but
have to
movies
do
for
work.
sure.
it
I
might
just wanna
be in
play
only
games.
certain modes. I don't remember, but the download play is fantastic because, like I said, you only need one cartridge for access to all multiplayer stuff, and you get all the characters. It's not like download play. One person gets to be whoever they want, and everybody else has to be Daisy. Because let's face it, nobody wants to. So here's the thing:
I thought we
Mario
were
Party
friends.
with friends.
I feel personally attacked right now.
is always fun. There are ones that are better, and there are ones that are worse.
It's not always fun. I feel the early Mario parties were designed to tear friendships apart.
No. You're
Mario
wrong.
Party and Mario
All
Party
of them
2,
are like that.
But me and my sister can play it without getting too mad at each other, though she did swindle me out of some stars the other day, and I was not
Yeah,
feeling
this
it.
is how every Mario
But
Party
I
is.
feel like the first two are designed to just bring pain, whereas the other ones you can kind of each have a good time.
I don't know what Mario Party you're playing. There's other modes in other games where it's not as cutthroat, yes, but like
I don't know, maybe me and my sister just like each other
Me,
too
my
much.
mom.
me, my mom, you want the
Here's another question.
yeah,
Her and I have a great time.
It's called Mario Party,
yes. That's not a question.
not Mario Lonely. You know?
It could be like Chef Mario Hearts, game for one.
So as long as you have friends, you will have some fun with it. Yes. If you're only getting
Hey.
it for a single player, I wouldn't recommend it.
Some people might have fun with it though.
Oh yeah, I'm just
Good for
saying.
them.
My review
If you're
is
a
if you're
solo-
only getting it for single player, you can play against the bots in all the modes and change the difficulty of them and all that stuff. So if that's your jam when it comes to Mario Party, go ahead because that's what's in here. But personally, I feel like Mario Party is best played
So
with friends. And the other point
you're
is
just making people who don't have friends that like to play Mario Party feel even worse
Yes.
the more you talk.
the other point is I prefer my Mario Party. I'm getting used to
I'm
saying
so
Mario.
proud of you for saying Mario this whole time.
I'm getting used, I prefer my Mario Party on the TV. I like couch co-op all on one TV. I don't really like the portable versions. Again, that's just me. I'm not marking the game down for it, but I will tell you I prefer them on TV.
I keep forgetting that.
I
it's
don't
on the
like them,
3DS
and it's
or new-
wrong.
What is it? Is it on the 3DS or new
All of
3DS
them.
XL?
You name it. Everyone. It's on it. 2DS, 3DS, new 2DS XL, new 3DS, new 3DS
5DS,
XL.
extra small,
5DS.
lid, large, big, new.
2DS. That's how they got away from it. That's how they got around it.
What?
There's the DS, the DSi.
Well, that's a different generation.
No.
I remember the DSi.
Oh, they got to one. No, yeah.
They go, oh, and this is the 2DS. It's a DS, damn it. It's a DS.
Wait, it's not a DS. It doesn't play DS games.
It's the new DS. So they came out with the new DS, and then they had a new DS, and they're like, what are we gonna call this one? Ah, the 2DS.
Well, look at the other systems. They don't make any sense at all. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and then Nintendo 64. We skipped like a lot of numbers there. Then they just went nuts. GameCube,
Yeah.
Wii.
I would like to see you take your DS argument to like the Senate floor. Like I feel like I could
Well,
just
I
picture you
said it
before
at the-
Congress being like,
did
"Hello, my
mention
name is
it.
Nicholas Hill, and I have something
He
to
did
say
mention it
about
when
the
we were with
DSs."
Nintendo.
And they didn't
Good.
say anything.
Yeah.
Because you scared them. They're shaking
No,
in their boots,
they,
They
shaking in their
they knew I
Mario
was
caps.
they had
Yeah.
they were trained snipers on them. They were
Yeah, like somebody's holding a dart up, and somebody else is like, just like to the distance, they
Actually,
don't shoot them.
right after I said that is when that one gentleman came in and he was like the muscle.
Get out.
Sit
Stakona
quietly
says
in the corner.
3DS family of consoles can play DS games. It was a mistake that I made. All versions of the 3DS can play DS games.
Well, look at that.
So the 2DS can still play DS games.
Yes.
I still have my original DS.
It's the new DS.
I think that's it for as far as what I played.
One.
This week, I will tell you, I'm not allowed to tell you what, but I can tell you that
What?
there's going to be.
I'll tell you what.
Let me think about this.
Big news.
We're all going to start doing the podcast nude from here on out.
I'm halfway there.
There's at least 2 reviews. We have at least 2 reviews coming out this week, and I'm pretty positive it's more than that. I have to take a look at my schedule, but holy crap. You know, the difference between Nintendo having a popular system and the Wii U is so much more work for me, especially in holiday season. We have a lot of reviews coming. I'm working on 5 reviews right now. 2 of them come out this week.
Ding
You're
dang!
actually not working on any right now.
Right now, no.
Can we change the name of the website to New GoNintendo 64?
DS.
On April Fool's Day.
XL.
All right, let's do a question, Mom Brain. We're going to
Question!
music soon. Get ready.
Don't look, Nikki.
I hope it's a good question.
This is from Liquid Metal, a huge fan from Europe.
Mercury.
He says, do you believe Nintendo will ever make a new handheld or home console? Or will they stick to the Nintendo Switch? And will we see Nintendo Switch revisions? Maybe a Switch Pro somewhere down the line? Well, thank you for the question. Let's look at it this way. Sony and Microsoft have now done the mid-generation revamps, or not even that, like yearly or bi-yearly revamps of their hardware. And it seems like that's the way that these companies want to do things now. They will release multiple revisions.
What is bi-yearly? Every 2 years?
Yeah.
Every half a year? What's the difference between bi-yearly and biannually?
I don't think there is.
There isn't one.
I think bi-yearly is not used a lot.
I mean, it's not. Yes, biannual is more appropriate, but I think bi-yearly is still. It still makes sense.
I mean, it does, but it's not right.
Biannually.
Biannually.
Biannually. So I don't know if Nintendo's going to do that with the Switch.
Well, just move this right along.
Liquid Metal, a huge fan from Europe, sent in a question, and you do.
And your answer is
I haven't answered it yet.
laborious. Get to it.
Wine.
She's seen enough award shows to know if the music starts playing, you have to
Yeah,
shut up.
right.
P.S.
No, the thing is, she had 2 days off this week, and she's been staying up
Can
too
we
late, so
talk
she's
about-
grouchy.
This one.
That's a solid baloney curl.
That's
Liquid
natural
Metal.
right
I'm
there.
sorry. I'm sorry. He's a
What
huge.
is the deal?
He's a huge
I
fan.
think
She's
they're
a
gonna
nice one.
have new systems.
Did you see?
I think
She's
that
a nice
Nintendo
one. You
likes
could
to
poke your
innovate,
finger up through that.
whereas other places maybe
Can't wait
not.
for the show to be over.
But I was trying to give a legitimate answer.
I know, but it doesn't work when this is still going on.
I'm just trying.
I thought you thought my opinion was
You
trash
said
for a
we were
second.
behinds. I'm just.
Well, now we really are.
Oh, come on.
I'm
now.
the process guardian.
Oh wait,
Guardian?
someone
Is that what it's
answered it. Biannually is twice a year. Every other year is skip a year. But I mean,
Skip year.
maybe biannually is twice in 1 year,
I pay
and
my
then
taxes.
bi-yearly is every 2 years.
Skip a yearly.
I meant every
Yeah.
2 years.
So maybe that.
No, I
works.
really did. Honestly, I did.
Stakona, I think that's what you were trying to say.
Santiago, thank you. So
Give him sympathy, Santiago.
so Liquid Metal.
Mercury.
Probably
Nintendo
died
has.
while waiting for you to answer this question.
Me too. Inside. I would say that Nintendo has said they aren't necessarily done with like portable only devices. So I wouldn't rule it out, especially with Nintendo, because other companies are like the handheld market's dead, and Nintendo's like no, and we can see with the Switch right now it's doing well. The vast majority of people that are, I'll say the majority of people that have the Switch are playing it in portable mode. I don't use portable mode, but you were using portable
I
mode.
love
last night.
portable mode because I can lay down way more comfortably.
So I wouldn't count it out. And then like a revamp of a Switch, I think you want to get to that. Well, depends on how they go with it. Like if they're going the Xbox route, which I personally don't understand, they could revamp it to give it like more juice to do higher resolutions.
Porn.
But it won't be like a system that only plays like it. They won't release games that are like only for Switch Pro, as you say, because that that segments the user base. They need to get a certain install base and a certain wave of enthusiasm before they take that route. because they don't want to sell like 13 million Switches and then be like, here's Switch Pro, and these games are only coming out on Switch Pro. And then the Switch people are like, what the hell, man? I don't want to buy another one. So they got to wait a little while. But like I said, with Xbox One X, that's not the case. It's just like 4K resolution and other stuff. But any game that comes out on the Xbox One will play on the original Xbox One and the Xbox One X and the Xbox whatever. There's no games that are only going to be on Xbox One X, and the same thing with PlayStation.
Yeah, because I got the PlayStation
4,
Slim and I can still play everything.
Yeah, the PlayStation 4 Pro doesn't get games that only play on PS4 Pro. Those don't exist. So if Nintendo does do a revamp of the Switch, I would imagine they're going to take it that direction. Just beef it up a little bit to do higher resolution or something like that, and not games that only come out on that.
I would be really disappointed in Nintendo if they went that route.
Well,
because they seem like the friendliest out of all of them.
Well, that's the way Nintendo's always done it with their portables. That's why we're talking about this question, because Nintendo doesn't do it with their consoles. But since the Switch is a portable and a console, he's saying, what are they going to do?
Either way,
I don't know. With their portables,
I think they're going to keep the 3DS thing, the 2-screen flip case handheld going.
Hi, Boy Meets Nintendo. Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because this whole generation has been so damn weird. I don't know what to think of it.
I don't know what's happening anymore. These
We'll see.
kids nowadays.
But thank you for your question, Liquid Metal. If you would like to send a question to the Go Nintendo podcast, we would love to answer it. Whether it's about Nintendo, like that one was, or video games in general, or anything you want to ask. Doesn't have to be about video games. Send it to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Guys, I'm ready to fail.
Okie doke, friends. Here we are. This first song comes to us from Jet.
Just Jet?
Focus all
I was like,
Jet Jaguar.
the band Jet?
Just making sure.
Sounds like a portable to me.
Yep.
Is it like a Pokemon game?
No. Any other requests?
Turn that attitude down a little bit, I think.
It's his first party?
I'm not sure. I feel like it could be. Let me look.
It sounds like I should be.
How about
riding on a
Dylan's
horse
Rolling
somewhere.
Western?
Yes.
Yeah, good call.
I said it sounds like I should be riding on a horse, so that's close.
He's an armadillo.
Wait,
Dylan's
where's that
Armadillo.
from?
Dylan's Rolling Western.
I'd never heard of that in my
What's this
life.
3DS.
Wow.
They're doing a sequel.
Here comes one from Andy the Zombie.
Come and climb. Is this Dylan's Rolling Western?
Dylan's Standing Western?
Okay. Super Nintendo? Yeah. That
Nope.
What? What system is this?
64.
I was gonna say, yeah,
okay.
this sounds like a 64.
This is a bad licensed game, I
Yep.
feel like. Okay. It's
I
got
know
that
this.
feel.
Hold on. Oh god, is it like a cartoon related thing?
Yep.
Is it Disney related? Nope. Okay, hold on.
It's
It's coming
bad.
to me.
It's bad. I think Nickelodeon related.
Nope.
I guess. Oh,
It's oh my god, it sounds so familiar. I can hear it.
it's gonna be something she hasn't played.
No, I don't think I played the game, but I think I know the show, and I just can't pinpoint where. Oh, it's driving me nuts! It's right on the screen. I can't think of it. You said it's not Nickelodeon, right?
Correct.
The thing that's throwing me off is 64. I'm trying to think of what license games are like.
That didn't give it away?
Oh, South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, son of a bee.
Yep, it was South Park.
I don't know what it is though. The trivia game or South Park.
Is it the
64.
racing one?
South Park 64.
Talk about, man, there
See,
was a
I
time
played
when
the
South
South
Park
Park racing one.
had
so.
terrible games, and now they have great games.
Yeah.
Like the Fractured Butthole. This one comes from Turbo K.
Lou's favorite.
DDR. Clearly Armstrong knows it.
You should know it, yeah. I'll let you guess it. Yep. Lou loved this song so much. It's a good song. Let it go a little bit.
Wait, what is it?
No more heroes.
I don't know that game.
What is that? Dr. Naomi?
I don't remember.
Yeah, Dr. Naomi.
Very good.
Sounds like someone's idea. I'm
I'm gonna
Dr.
go on my
Naomi.
Can you pause this, please?
Can I put your thermometer?
Travis
in the
Touchdown is my favorite video game character. Yeah, I feel like he is.
You love Bad Boys.
I feel like he's fleshed out enough to. I feel like he's a real person. Like I feel like he has a real personality to him. Like I love Legend of Zelda games, but Link is just Link. But Travis Touchdown, I feel like has
Too vanilla. Link.
a very strong personality to him. Now, do I like his personality? A little bit. Like he's kind of an asshole, but I don't know. There's
Turns
just
you
something
on a
about the
little
way
bit,
that cast is
giant.
written.
He's a jerk from high school that you would kind of get along with. Because if you didn't get along with him,
He beat you
you'd
up.
be made fun of.
No, he's not though, because he likes like anime and
Wrestling. That's why you love
oh, that's it. Yeah, he likes
Because
wrestling.
you like anime and wrestling.
I
Makes
do,
sense now.
and cats.
Boy, he does
This
like cats.
song comes to us from Rob.
Schraub.
So, bro.
Great song.
What are you looking at me for? I don't know.
Oh no, I know this too.
Animal Crossing?
Yep.
Yeah.
What one? No, I don't know.
What did Animal Crossing come out on the GameCube?
Yes.
Was that the first thing it was on, or
What?
The first thing was on was the 64 in Japan. The first one we got was the GameCube.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And later this month, we're getting it on phones.
I know. Tom made me uncomfortable. I don't know why.
So what's up with Australia? They release it there sometimes to just see. To test
That's the
market,
first time they've done it that I know.
But sometimes things get released. Somebody was saying in Australia to test the market because it's
As far as mobile goes, I don't know.
it's like a smaller install base.
Yeah, I believe that is. Yeah, it's basically Australia's the dry run for the game, but then people from all over the world got it anyway.
Matt Fox in the chat would like to know what your favorite anime is.
We'll talk about that on the after show, Matt. I promise.
Chobits.
Fully cool.
Not correct. Chobits. Mom brain, go ahead.
Yeah.
Really cool.
This one comes from the Namekian Clown.
The Cat Island. Why? I know this song.
Nico Itsune.
Just a kitten, hardly fit my mittens, much too small my figure. One
Is it
day,
in a game or is it a parody or something?
one day,
As far as I know.
And 10 cats. How about Cats with a Z?
Yep.
Yeah.
I loved cats and dogs on the computer when I was a kid. That was like my favorite thing. And then one time I bred a shit little sheepdog and a chihuahua, and it was the most horrifying look I've ever seen in my thing I've ever seen in my life. Ruin your life.
It's our new intro.
This is like really.
These cats have great voices.
This is like Simon and Garfunkel with cats.
Go on.
All right.
That's good.
This next little ditty comes to us from
From Jack and Diane.
Fangs the Wolf.
Okay, is this Super Nintendo?
It might be.
Licensed?
Those noises always make me think
No, it's GBA.
bad license game.
It is a bad license.
Yeah.
Okay, for GBA. That's right. It's a Disney.
Yeah, I believe. Well, no.
I don't know what
Are you
to
sure?
think.
Is it like Nightmare Before Christmas?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that's Disney. I got one.
Darcy
never
Blues.
That
guessed
brings
that.
my total to 5. I
Hello,
think.
hello, Joey. Good to see you.
This one comes from Mikey 3319.
That commercial about mesothelioma that comes on at like 5 a.m. That's what this sounds like. Spoopy the game.
Spoopers.
Is this? What console is this on? 64.
Nightmare Creatures.
No.
Is it licensed?
No.
Resident Evil?
No.
Is it scary?
I don't think so.
Shadowman.
No.
Is that Clay?
Hello, Frederick. Clay Fighter.
WrestleMania 2000.
No.
We have a perfect game going so far. We need to get this. Unsolved Mysteries.
No.
Pennsylvania.
No.
Damn it.
Count Duckula, the game.
I'm sorry, this is all about
64.
Yeah.
Is it?
Quest 64.
Sounds like Batman Returns the game, but that's not.
It's not first party, right?
No. Atlas.
Oh boy. Ogre Battle?
Yep.
Hey!
Good news, you got the song.
This one comes from Superdome.
Cruising USA.
Yep.
Let It Go! This is my favorite song! Let It Go! This is the Ooh-Ah song. It's definitely Ooh Ah song. Have you heard the Ooh Ah song?
Like, ooh, just
No.
a little bit.
No.
Ooh, a little bit more. Just love that song.
It's coming. 90% sure it's this one. Maybe it's not. We gotta let it go now. I fucked it up too much.
Dang it.
Oh, yeah.
I meant to buy a hair dryer while we were out.
Oh, fart! I meant to remind you to buy one. Ooh.
Got one. Get to the good part.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Is someone getting your butt smacked?
Ring. Ring. All right, go ahead.
All right, this one comes from Wired.
Got off that song so many times. All right, NES.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fighting game. That background makes me think fighting game, or maybe like a sports game.
Or Morse code, the video
I'm not
game.
sure.
I'm not sure. Oh, we're screwed. Low G Man.
No.
I always get screwed.
Is it a first party game? No. I don't think so.
No.
Just guess. I asked the same 3 questions. Is it licensed? Is it first party?
Taito.
Yeah, that's why I think it's a sports game. That's what I thought was doing it.
I don't think it's a sports game.
Or a fighting game, I mean, like a beat 'em up. Is it either of those?
It's a shooter. It's a scrolling
forget
shooter. Considered a vertical scrolling shooter.
Light
Legendary
Force.
Wings.
No.
Uh-oh. We hit on something.
No.
Gradius. What is it? Gladius?
Gradius?
Gradualist?
That's, we need
Slow down.
1942,
Slow jam
1943.
game. No.
Oh, I can see it, but I don't think that's Bandai Namco or Namco. Actually. Vertical scrolling shooter. It's not Guardian Legend.
Is it
Legendary Wings.
No.
You said that
Oh,
already.
sorry.
You know the
Legendary Wing.
one? Space Invaders. I don't know.
Is this the last song?
No.
I'm gonna lose it on this one. Damn it. Go ahead. I don't know. We're giving up.
Tween Eagle.
I would have never got it.
Last song comes from Glitter Bubble 3.
Tween Eagle?
Tween Eagle. Tween Eagle.
It's Earthworm Jim?
I beat you in your own game,
Wait,
boy.
what is this in Earthworm Jim?
Earthworm Jim 3D.
Never played it.
No idea, but it's
On the N64. Never played it. I heard it was
It's the two
terrible.
Michael's pillow
yeah.
songs.
Yeah, I never played this one. I heard it's very bad.
Stereotypical Italian wedding game.
Italian wedding suit.
I feel like we're in Las Vegas in like a simulated Italian square. Inside means it looks like an outside. Yeah. Like a Tuscany. No, it's so good.
All right, guys, this show went really long, so we're going to end it with this great song. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Send your music to gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Where?
gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
I want people just to see this part of the show. I think this is the podcast.
Leave that lobster there on that.
Top 10 best podcasts. Top 10 podcasts according to Uprocks right here.
Ooh, poor judgment, Uprocks. Tiny Hat the podcast. Can you get a little? How do you do, my lady? How do you do, my lady? Wait, you gotta do maybe like a glasses and hat.
Oh, that's
Meet the balls, meet the balls, meet the balls. Dance like Mario Bros. Is your father.
Chef Tony.
You're going on a cruise to our honeymoon.
Oh my God, that's it. Mario Perillo podcast. Wait, I gotta let. Boy, that's terribly offensive.
We are in
All right, can you turn this song off, please? I got to answer that question from Matt Fox. Gaelic Elvis?
Ross
That's a
said,
great name.
I can see a village of toads dancing to this.
All right. My favorite anime. Yeah, it's probably Fooly Cooly because that's the one that got me. Like, I'd seen other anime before that. I'd seen, like, I saw Ghost in the Shell and I saw Vampire Hunter D and stuff like that. I'd seen anime along the way.
13.
Golgo 13, yeah, that's true. The Professional. But the one that really made me want to like see what anime offered was Fooly Cooly, without a doubt. It blew my mind. Nikki Hill's a big fan of Fooly Cooly as well. Everything.
I enjoy it.
You never watched the whole thing.
They used to play it on Adult Swim on Saturday nights. I watched it from like the start until they stopped playing it.
Answer my
So
question.
you never seen
Did
the
you
whole
watch the full thing?
To my knowledge, what I believed was the full thing in like 2004. Yeah.
Well, I would. I doubt it, but whatever.
Yeah, the next.
The other ones I really enjoy. I mean, I know it's
Madoka kitty ladies with the cat. You know,
Fruits
there's
Basket.
no cat.
Kitty
Um,
ladies with
I thought the thing with the long ears was a cat.
It's not a cat.
I thought
I
it was-
thought the thing with the long ears was. A
I
cat.
thought its whole thing was like I'm an alien, but my
Techno?
shtick is being a cat.
I know, which shows that you didn't pay attention.
We watched it like 2 years ago. Cut me some slack.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to be cliche, but Death Note. Yeah, I feel
Why
like.
is that cliche? You like Death Note before Death Note liked Death Note.
No, I'm just saying, like, I like anime, Death Note. But Death Note, I feel, is the perfect entry point for people who think anime is crazy.
What about
Like, it's very.
What about Attack on Titan?
Oh, I like Attack on
I
Titan.
do like Attack on Titan.
I never
as
saw
well.
the second season.
I only saw the
Me either. I watched
first
the
two
first
episodes.
one.
I gotta watch it. Yeah, I want to get back. I have nothing against it. I just
How about that Castlevania thing?
haven't watched that yet either.
I watched
But
one
that's not
episode.
really. That's an anime style, but not made by
It's
Japanese
also
people.
an hour long.
Yeah, I know. That's what.
Broken down into 25
That's what
minutes.
Do Michaels keeps telling me, that it's like one sitting.
It's 4 25-minute
Yeah.
episodes.
Um,
Or 20 minutes. Whatever.
I do like Chobits. I wouldn't put it in one of my favorites, but I do like Chobits.
Yeah.
Obviously, my
Higher than
anime.
Rente?
Obviously, my anime is a little dated because I haven't had too much time to watch stuff recently. Like, I want to watch One Punch Man because I heard that's really good. I want to watch
What's the movie that everyone is raving about with the boy
Your
and the
Name?
girl looking at each other?
Your Name.
Nikki Hill. What's
I
that?
believe that's what it's called. Your Name. Yeah, I want to see it. I haven't seen that, but I was waiting
Oh,
for
there's a
the.
lot that you haven't seen actually.
I know.
Secret of Arietti, the other one that Studio Ghibli did that we didn't get to see. Then there was probably another one that we didn't watch.
Your Name. I want to see.
Ghibli?
Oh yeah, you know what? One of my
Studio
favorites is
Ghibli. It's
Kill-
Ghibli?
Yes. Mhm.
Studio Ghibli.
Ah!
Kill La Kill, which that's my phone case. Kill La Kill. I really like Kill La Kill a lot. Now it is definitely filled with its fair share of fan service, but those that watch anime know that's going to be the case with some things, and it doesn't offend me. I understand it might offend some other people, but Kill La Kill just has like such a unique story, and I think the action is really interesting and well done, and I love the animation style, and
Did you
the
get
story
watch
hits some
this?
beats that I really like. Like it, Death Note is the perfect anime to explain to people and get them to give anime a shot. Kill La Kill is the perfect anime where people will be like, yep, that sounds like anime to me, and they'll never watch it. And then Fooly Cooly is just, that's impossible.
You showed me like a trailer or something for this.
I might have.
Yeah, but
Kill
I
La
didn't actually
Kill
watch it, but it looked awesome.
It's about this school, let's say, basically, that
Okay.
you know, it's all about these students going in classes to school, but it's not a school in the sense of what you think a school is. It's like,
You know, boring.
and they have these outfits, and depending on how high up in the class you are, you get these outfits that are made with special threads, and these threads imbue you with special abilities. So, like the band leader, the captain of the whatever, has like special abilities because they're wearing a uniform that is made with one of these threads. So, like, you know, captain of the tennis team is like really super skilled because they wear this suit. And when there are fights in the show, it's between these like captains, and like there's the marching band leader who has a special suit and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into the details of why there's fights and what's going on, but it's really unique, and I really liked it a lot, like everything about it. But it is one of those anime where it's hard to explain to someone who doesn't watch anime and get them to give it a shot, which is like,
You know what I say?
one of the things
If somebody says cartoons, meh,
I know.
you hand them Grave of the Fireflies and you say, I'm not giving you a tissue box.
My
because
dad,
cartoons are meh.
for example, he's kind of like that. He's not as bad as that, but he's kind of like that. And
What he's like is he goes, cartoons? Let me tell you a story about
Yes.
cartoons. There was this one time in
So Rosenberg and
1941.
he borrowed Grave of the Fireflies from me and watched it, and he said, honest to God,
He wept.
one of the greatest films I've seen. He goes, you know, regardless of it being a cartoon or anything like that, it was amazing, super sad, super interesting, and well done, and he really appreciated it. Yeah, Grave of the Fireflies I would greatly recommend to anybody, but it is a very sad film.
I was in a class, and we watched it in our class. It was a Japanese post-war class, post-war Japanese cinema class.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody in the class made the argument, like, I watched it and thought the whole time, like, why is this being shoved down my throat that we bombed Japan? And I'm like, this isn't made just to make you feel bad.
Yeah, right.
If that's what you got out of it, you're
Yeah.
holding on to a lot of other issues right now.
I have not watched Golden Boy, Daniel, but I have heard of it.
Fun one. That sounds like a Tim and Eric anime.
Yeah, right. I also like Gurren Lagann. I enjoyed Gurren Lagann a lot. Gurren Lagann.
It sounds like a late night TV host.
And I like
from like
obviously I like
1979.
I like Cowboy Bebop. I like
I love Cowboy Bebop.
Neon
late.
Genesis Evangelion.
I was into Trigun. I'll put that out there.
Oh, you know what I like, which is cheesy, the Big O, which they used to show on
It's
Adult
the
Swim.
late show with Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann is like it's a unique take on like mech anime, I guess you'd say.
Out.
Which I'm not really into mech anime. I'll give it a
I
chance.
really
yeah,
liked Cowboy
Are you
Bebop.
into mech hentai?
Yes, anything hentai. Yes.
That's what I was gonna say. You haven't really watched much anime lately, except for like 1 to 2 minute long clips on the internet.
There's this great hentai, or there's this great anime site called Rule 34. I spent a lot of time there. The latest thing I watched is the one I can't remember the name of. About
Hentai?
the girl that meets the dragon in the forest and saves it, and the girl or the dragon can turn into a girl. And it's like, I'm indebted to you.
Wonder
I'm gonna be your
Dragon's
maid
Trap.
now.
Yes, that's a
I've watched a few episodes that I like it. It's definitely got fan service, but it's fun, lighthearted. It's got some heart to it as well.
I never remember what it's called.
And by fan service, you mean boobs and jiggle fest.
Oh yeah, it's definitely got fan service.
So no, but that's fan service. At one point, fan service used to be like Easter eggs in like comic book.
Chicken on
Yeah, when it comes to anime, it's boobs and boobs. All right, we gotta go. I could talk to you guys all day, but we're gonna keep talking about anime, and you guys can go do whatever you want. You can watch anime. Go watch some hentai, guys.
There's one that has a lot of weird food, sex stuff in it, and I can't remember what it is, but it's great.
Anime?
It's like shagu. Oh God, I can't speak Japanese. It's like this kid and his dad owns a restaurant, and then he goes to this like culinary school where it's like run by this very nasty queen bee. But he cooks so well that every time people eat his food, they have like these ridiculously over the top, like super campy, like almost like orgasmic like reaction.
Ratatouille.
No, it's not Ratatouille. It's like Shogu, Tommy Tensei, or something like that.
I didn't end the show yet because I'm waiting to see if somebody will answer. They're a little behind.
The kid has like, he's like blonde, and the lady, it's like she's so mean, and then she like tries his ramen, and she's like, oh my God, how could this poor kid make such delicious ramen? Oh God, it's gonna
Food Wars.
Oh no, it's Shogeki no Soma.
That might
Diners,
be the
drive-ins, and
localized name.
dives.
Might be Food Wars.
I think it might, yeah. It's this kid. I lied. The kid's a redhead. I might have said blonde.
Thank the person that said it.
I Googled it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, like, so thank you.
Yeah, people are saying Food Wars. Gristlefoot and Matt have said Food Wars.
Yeah, it is great.
All right, now we're really going. Thanks for answering that question. Guys, we had a great show today.
We did.
We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Dragon meat? Is that what it is?